Ah, vagina.
Do it!
Nice. Vagina is now in the recording. Perfect.
Hooray.
Don't cut that.
No, absolutely not. This is going in raw, baby.
Hey.
Heyo.
Heyo.
Oh my
I hope you've been
god.
Hey.
tested.
We did talk that we did say we were going to have a bunch of dick jokes in this next one. So, here we go.
Hey, there you go. There you go. We got to even it out.
You're welcome.
Oh
Oh, man. I am so ready for this.
Yeah, me too.
Nice.
Yeah.
Iowa.
Iowa.
Wow.
Nebraska.
Wow, wee, wow.
It's just wow, wee, wow.
So far, so good.
I was just looking at the last note. It says, we decide to check on the destroyed manor to investigate the wizard. ... That was the last thing I wrote. That was the last thing I wrote.
Oh
Yeah,
god.
I remember the giant eyeball monster, and that was about it. So,
Yeah.
yay. In the crevice, or crevasse, as they say.
Crevasse.
Feel it.
Do 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 do. Do 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 do.
All of my tabs again.
Oh
I'm just gonna restore
no.
them all because I don't want them to. Yeah, it's okay.
All
I've got
right,
them all
post-session notes.
like hotkeys.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
Take a closer look and find a one-eyed creature.
Yep.
Down in the dark pit.
Is that a dick joke?
I mean, it could.
Hey.
Ew.
Yeah.
Ooh, I hear rain.
I hear music.
Awesome. Perfect.
All right.
All right. Are we ready?
Yes.
Ready.
Recording and ready,
Yep.
sir.
I am ready. All right. The last time you all met after the battle with Kieran, Staris was badly hurt and collapsed from the pain. But with Bernie's help and a bit of luck, Staris was able to recover quickly. However, the battle had left the bard seriously injured, and Staris found she could hardly move her right arm without immense effort and pain. The party eventually made their way back to the Stonehill Inn, where they woke Toblin and procured rooms for the night. Before bed, Ku made sure to leave messages with Sister Aradel and Sildar, hoping to see them the following morning. That night, Staris dreamed of home and family. And when morning came, Kitlin was able to recover some greased-up arrows and visited the town smith, Milo. He went to apologize for the night before, but Milo had since become obsessed and fascinated by Kitlin's clever idea. Using Kitlin's help, Milo was able to finish their design and was eager to begin working right away. Kitlin agreed to pay 25 gold now and another 25 gold once the job had been completed. Sister Aradel never returned home, but Staris could still get around okay. She would need a few days of rest in order to be fully recovered, however. Domik visited Sildar and explains the details of their encounter with the Red Brands and Kiernan. Sildar wished to visit the remaining Red Brands at once before they could retaliate. However, when the party arrived at Sleeping Giant Inn, they had found that the Red Brands had already left town. All that they had left behind, beside their own mess, was a note that simply read, "Don't know who killed him, but thanks." Pleased by their departure, Sildar returned to the townmaster's hall, and the party agreed to continue investigating the old manor on the hill and the mysterious wizard Kiernan had mentioned the day before. The old mansion stood on an impressive plot of land, but the home itself had seen better days. Almost entirely collapsed, the house appeared abandoned. But using her stone cunning, Bernie was able to detect what looked like an entrance to a basement beneath the rubble of the house. And eventually the group discovered a hidden tunnel that seemed to lead further underneath the house. One by one, the party ventured through the tunnel and eventually found themselves in an open cavern divided by a massive hole that split the room into two ledges, overlooking a 20-foot drop into darkness. You all began to feel a bit uneasy, as though something was watching from the darkness. Finally, Staris cast some light, sending her dancing globules down into the dark pit, and illuminated and exposed. You all witness this single yellow eye staring back at you. The eye makes up the better part of the face of this slender, scaly looking creature. It stands tall but hunched over, disguising and masking its true height. You can see at the end of its withered long fingers are sharpened claws, and its mouth kind of turns upward, almost into a wicked looking grin, revealing sharpened teeth and a long sliver of drool hanging several inches below his mouth. The eye stares up at you all from down below this pit, glancing back and forth between each of you rapidly before landing on Dominic.
Shit.
Ooh.
As it stares at Dominic, it begins gibbering, muttering something. Bulaka di bulaka di bulaka. You start to recognize words. Do any of you speak Undercommon
Oh, I
I
don't
think I do.
or
One
Underdark?
second. Let me just make sure. Uh, where do features and traits, right?
It should be
It should be
under languages in
on
the.
the.
On the left side at the bottom
Yeah.
of your character sheet, it says proficiencies
Oh,
and training.
I do speak Undercommon, yes.
Ooh.
Nice.
You do speak Undercommon.
Eesh.
Kitland, it's a harsh dialect of Undercommon, but you are able to recognize the words. And as this monster stares at Dominic and mutters to itself, you hear it saying, "Forever and forever."
What is it saying?
Yeah,
Sorry,
you
it cut out a
broke
little
up.
bit.
Oh, can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Because
We
when you
heard
were
noises.
This,
saying,
this,
yeah,
these headphones don't like me when I do character voices. It
all good.
it says forever and
Um,
forever and forever.
Nice.
Death
Awesome.
and necroses
ugh.
and blood. Betrayer's blood. Betrayer's blood. And it just repeats this over and over again.
Can I
Betrayer's
respond
blood.
in
Betrayer's
Under?
blood. Never taking its eye off Dominic. What do you want to say to it?
Whoa.
All right. We come in peace then. You all right?
It glances at you, finally taking its vision off of Dominic. And Dominic, as this happens and the creature's gaze breaks your own and its attention is pulled to Kitland, you feel I don't know what Dominic feels, but it's as though you got caught like undressing and someone walked in the room. In that moment, you felt entirely naked and completely vulnerable to this creature. And as it took its gaze off of you, it's like all of a sudden that feeling was gone. That exposure was gone. That nakedness was gone. Caitlin, it turns and looks at you. All right, then it kind of repeats in that same very gravelly dialect of Undercommon, almost as though it's mimicking you more than it's trying to respond.
Okay.
Hmm.
And then it
Turn
just
to the
kind of
group.
like retreats back just like a step or two and gets a little bit lower and like hunches down. And Bernie, I think you had cast your stone sense. You now see as this creature hunches down, it looks like it's kind of squatting over what looks like a very old skeletal corpse.
Oh. There is something down there. It's protecting something. Some sort of corpse or a dead body.
He doesn't seem very friendly.
Hitlin, will you roll me a deception check?
Sure will.
Oh gosh, I forgot about that.
So 15.
Nice.
15. Awesome.
Well, that
The
was
monster just like crouches lower, its eyes darting back between all of you.
unpleasant. Whatever that gaze he had on me, I felt extremely open, vulnerable. That was not pleasant. I don't want
Did
to
he
mess with
say
this
something
thing.
to you?
I couldn't understand it. It was just whatever he was saying, gibberish to me, but according to
I'll just reiterate what he had said to the whole group.
well,
Observing.
Okay.
machinations of
As
something insane and sounds.
Right.
Well, he's speaking me
as
people's language.
Hitlin kind of explains all of this to you, the creature just seems to be watching you with intense curiosity.
Doesn't seem to be wanting to attack us. Maybe we just leave it alone. This thing is disturbing at best.
Hi.
Keep our distance.
Agreed.
I wonder if it
Right.
has a name.
I don't care. That's what its name is right now.
Uh,
That's fair.
I'll yell down in the crevice just when. We mean you no harm. We're just gonna try to pass, but we won't harm you. We ain't coming for what you got.
What? It kind of shouts and spits back at you, but otherwise does not seem threatening or hostile in any way,
Can you ask it if there's more of it
as
down
far as
here?
you can tell.
Or if it's the only one? Does it have kin?
Have you got any family down here? Is it just you?
Um, Give me 2 rolls, Kitlin. Give me an insight roll as well as a persuasion roll.
Insight is a 20, 30,
Nice.
Okay.
Ooh.
Nice.
and a persuasion. Oof. Is a 6.
Blast.
Okay. As you ask it, it doesn't say anything back this time. It just stares at you. Its large, massive eye unblinking. And it just gets a little bit lower and begins to crawl. Oh, I just realized you guys can't even see it. There it is.
Ah!
Uh, he gets
Blip.
a little lower to the ground, almost like completely like laying on top of this corpse that Bernie has pointed out. And you see he kind of like slides back, almost like he's trying to hide behind it. He's still illuminated because of uh, Staris's dancing light, which lasts for a minute. Is that correct, Staris?
It lasts for a minute.
But it's also a cantrip, so you can just like
Yeah,
snap
so
it
I'm
back
kind
into
of
existence.
yep.
Got it. You see as it kind of like slinks behind this corpse a little bit, just watching you. Staris's light start to fade out before she kind of casts it again. just as it gets kind of silhouetted in darkness and then re-illuminated, just staring back up at you, Kitland, unmoving. With your dirty 20 insight, you get the sense that this creature is more animal than person and does not seem to truly understand what you're asking it.
Hmm.
Go ahead and roll me one more deception check.
That is an 8.
It keeps watching you, but you start to feel what Dominic was just describing to you. This exposure, this nakedness, this creature as it stares at you and you hold its gaze, it almost feels hard to look away, and you feel like it is staring right through you, Kidland.
Well, should we try to go around? Or
You
should
see
we?
several ways out of this room. There's a large opening at the northern end of the room. There appears to be a hallway kind of right to your left, Kitland. There appears to be another hallway across the chasm directly across from you, and a third kind of opening in the cavern a little bit ahead of you guys.
With my superior dark vision, can I freely see down both of those hallways?
Absolutely. You see a stairway that goes down to a dead end right here. And directly across from you, you see another dead end that appears to turn to the right.
How's that bridge that we're standing right next to looking integrity-wise?
Roll me an investigation check.
16.
Nice.
A 16.
Mhm.
You kind of step forward and like tap it a little bit with your foot and get really low and look at it. Um, the bridge just off at a glance looks pretty rickety, but as you get low and spend a minute kind of inspecting it, you can actually see where a piece of it has been rigged to collapse if too much weight is put on it. This bridge appears booby trapped, and like you shouldn't use it to cross it.
All right. Well, that bridge.
And as
Was it?
you inspect it, you just hear the creature in the cave like like a barking laugh as you inspect the bridge.
That's
Well,
ominous.
the safe bet seems to be down the stairs to the left, or maybe that other bridge, but it's right close to him. We also don't need to go down into this dungeon, right? As curious as we are about this wizard, it's seeming a bit spooky. What do you all want to do?
It is seeming spooky, but I feel like this wizard being in league with Kiernan, it's not a good thing for the town. I mean, we can say screw the town and leave. We don't need to stay here. But I feel like we've invested enough that it might be best for us to just investigate at least.
I'm
I
curious to
agree.
see what we'll find. Hmm.
We're not
I don't
going
think
Who
we're
over
gonna.
to
knows?
that
Maybe
other
this
bridge for sure. That's not happening.
and maybe the wizard isn't actually in league with Kiernan. Maybe there was some sort of deal like the town lord. Maybe the wizard could offer us some answers.
It's always good to look for answers, wherever they might be.
Hey,
Hey,
Oh, we
GM,
gather the
how
lights.
big is this gap? Is that just a 5-foot jump or 10-foot jump?
Um, you see there are like spots as you kind of scan up and down it that it stretches anywhere from maybe 5 to 6 feet at its shortest to anywhere to like 10 feet at its longest
Mhm.
stretches.
So, like this bridge that we're next to is it one of the shorter ends?
It's like maybe about like 7, 8 foot kind of bridge.
Hmm. Well, we can try the stairs to see what's down that way, and if anything, it doesn't seem like far jump. We might be able to jump across instead of putting weight on the bridge. As you said, it is booby trapped.
Right.
I think we should leave the creature alone for now.
Agreed.
Mm.
I feel like I can take the risk, but I don't know that I can ask Pamela to take the risk. Do you think I should send her back to the stable? The new stable at the new inn?
She'll go. That might be a good idea.
Agreed. If she'll go.
Does she know the way on her own?
Well, I can speak it to her. 1 second here. I'm gonna use my last spell slot for Beast Bond
Okay.
on
Okay.
Pamela. And that's it. Pamela, I don't think this dungeon is safe for you. Do you remember the shed down by the new inn? We just passed it. I pointed it out on the way up. There's plenty of food. You'll be safe there.
Pamela just kind of starts licking your face, um, as like a positive affirmation, but also you can tell that she's a little nervous about leaving you here.
I'll be fine, Pamela. Don't worry about me. I've got to keep you safe.
And
You know the way home. Go on back. If you find any trouble, well, use your little horns or run real fast. Do you
She does like
understand,
a
Aye.
Pamela?
play stomp. She does like a playful stomp, um, and and kind of like nudges the wall a little bit with her horn, and then like looks back at you with like her tongue out and her tail wagging.
can I walk over there as well and just seeing them kind of having, or seeing Kitlin cast a spell that I'm actually very familiar with. So I think
Mm-hmm.
Barney's just kind of like, oh, incredible. Like he can cast that. That's amazing. And then she walks over and she puts a hand on Pamela as well and looks her in the eyes really quickly, says, Pamela. And I'm going to just use my ability to speak with animals that I have now.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just
Cool.
going to say,
Is that just a feature, or is
it's
that
just
a?
yeah, it's a druid thing. It is.
Of course it is.
It's called speech of the woods. Beasts can understand your speech,
Uh,
and you gain the ability to decipher their noises and motions.
cool. Cool.
Nice.
So I'm just
I
gonna.
will say that like even without walking up and making the connection with Pamela, you just have this ability to kind of read her responses and her reactions, and you can just tell the amount of trust Pamela has
Yeah.
in Kitlin.
Oh.
And as you come up and kind of like establish this connection with her, she's doing that thing where she's like side eyeing you, but like not wanting to fully take her attention off of Kit.
And I think, yeah, Bernie realizes that and just gives her like a little pat on the back or the side of the head and says, don't you worry, Pamela. We'll keep him safe. We'll bring him back to you.
She kind of puffs in agreement and in kind of like like I'll hold you to it, and kind of like gives you like a playful stare. And you see she kind of like her ears lower and she kind of whines a little bit, and nuzzles Kitlin like a moment longer, and then turns to go. What are the rest of you doing really quick? Bernie or Staris and Ku and Dominic.
I
Um,
think just watching.
I think Dominic probably would have come over closer to the stairway to just get out of the line of sight of that thing. That thing is freaking him out.
Mhm.
Cool.
Should we put a note on Pamela?
That's a great idea, Stars. Yeah. Caitlin, you've got pen and paper, don't you? Or a cue?
I do.
Would you mind drafting us a note? just in case anybody finds her in the stable.
Yeah. And what shall it say?
Ooh. Doris, you've got away with words, haven't you?
Oh, right. Mm, let's see. This is Pamela.
Hi, I'm Pamela.
Hi, my
She
name
is-
is Pamela.
She is a dear friend of Kitland, Maldoon. Please take her into the stable and keep her safe until we return.
Mhm.
Oh, perfect.
Right.
All right. Should we say where we are, or would that invite more trouble?
Probably not.
Yeah, we'll be back soon.
Yep.
Uh,
I'll
Right.
underline
Alright.
soon.
All right, I'll give her a
Alright.
pat on the ass and send her on her way.
Pamela waits patiently for you to pin your note and begins to leave the cavern. And as you all kind of turn your attention back to the cavern and back to Dominic, who's been steadily keeping watch down the stairs, you've seen or heard nothing, by the way, Dominic. You realize that the one-eyed creature who had kind of gotten low and hidden behind the corpse is no longer there.
Oh,
And
God.
Oh, hate that.
you cannot readily see it at the moment.
God.
Well, yep.
Well,
Everybody hide.
oh, hate that. All right. Well,
I can keep the lights going.
I'll take up the rear.
all right. Stars, if you don't mind
Hey.
giving me one of them globes in front of me, I can barely see anything in this darkness.
How far ahead do you want them to go?
Just right in front would be perfect. Just keeping. Don't want it too far ahead to arise anybody, but I need to be able to see just in case.
Got it.
And I guess I'll
All
take
right.
point.
I'll be right
A
behind you,
magical
Dominic.
beacon of light just illuminates like a foot or so in front of you, Dominic, like your own personal torch. Keeping your hands free. Bernie sidles up right behind you.
Right. Let's move in. Slow and steady.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Always the gentleman, Kitlin, letting Ku go first.
After you.
After you.
Thank you, sir.
um, Dominic, as you make your way down the stairs, you see immediately to your left-hand side a doorway.
Okay.
The hallway continues a little bit further, but also ends in a doorway.
Got doors on either side. Do we want to go to the one that's near us or on the other way? Well, actually,
Do you
who
hear
has.
anything?
Yeah, I was about to say, can I hear anything in the door next to us?
The one immediately to your left,
Yes, this one right here.
roll me a perception check.
Ooh, 8.
You listen for a moment. You don't hear anything.
Seems quiet.
Shall I take a listen at the other door?
Yeah, go on ahead.
So I'll go up to the other door on the other side, and then Bernie's just gonna lean
Okay.
over and put her ear to the door.
Roll me another perception check.
10.
You listen for a moment as well. Silence. You guys haven't heard a sound since you've entered this cave, with the exception of the weird, gibbering musings of the creature you saw in the pit.
Right. Well, I guess we'll try this door. I'm gonna see. Just gonna slowly open the door. Try to see if the handle is locked.
Sounds as good as
Okay.
any.
Door appears unlocked.
All right. Everybody ready? And then
Should
I'm
we
just gonna.
should we check for traps or anything since that bridge was shaky?
Seems reasonable.
No, that's a good point. I guess I'll check for traps.
Okay, what are you looking for specifically?
Possibly any kind of string tied to the door handle or anything kind of going through the. If there's like a keyhole.
Okay. It seems like a pretty simple knob, so there doesn't appear a keyhole. It doesn't appear from any way you can tell that there's a way to lock from the handle. There might be something on the other side of the door
Mm-hmm.
that could keep it locked. But from what little bit you tested, it doesn't appear locked, and it seems simple enough. Roll me a quick investigation check, because you're being kind of thorough to see if
Okay.
you can find something askew or amiss.
That would be a 19.
Nice.
You take a good minute to really inspect the door, thinking about what Bernie said and what Kitlin discovered about the bridge. And it seems, so far as you can tell, it's just a simple door.
It's just
I don't trust it.
I think
Well, if you don't trust it,
Stars
we're not
wants
getting
to-
out of here.
Stars inspects the floor just to see if there seems to be any unusual anything unusual about it. Holes, pressure points.
Okay. So you're kind of just glancing at it and seeing if anything stands out at you. Roll me a perception check.
Yeah.
Can I help with that?
Sure. You see her staring and kind of pick up on what she's doing and lean in as well.
Go
Why
get it.
don't you each roll me
Guidance.
one?
Ah,
Oh, nice.
Let's look at things. Oh.
Oh,
I rolled a 5.
plus
Seems like a
guidance.
normal,
Looking
Is
at
there-
the floor.
albeit dusty floor. Even with guidance, nothing stands out.
Looks like a floor.
Nothing
Right.
appears unusual.
Well, the fact that I've been standing on it for this long and nothing's gone off, I think we're okay. And I'm just gonna
That's fair.
push the door open slowly.
A large bucket of water dumps on your head immediately as you open the door. No, I'm kidding.
Son of a bitch!
You open the door, Dominic?
Yes, I do.
Dominic swings open the door after you've all taken a moment to ensure that it is safe, and you see what looks like a bunk room of some type, or a barracks maybe. There's a few roughly built wooden bunks with heaped up blankets and some dirty dishes scattered about. There's a strong smell of body odor and like food that's probably been left in here. And you're kind of reminded of like the gross state that the Sleeping Giant Inn was left in before the Red Brands left. Um, Amongst this mess, though, you see tied to a chair and gagged at the mouth a sad looking small goblin in the middle of the room. And as the
Ew.
door opens, this goblin stares up at you and its eyes grow wide. You also notice on multiple sides of the room that stand out, on the wall immediately across from you and the wall to the left of you, what appear to be like two suits of kind of rusted looking armor,
Mm.
like
Mm.
decorative pieces that seem really out of place here. And the goblin just looks at you, its eyes bulging, and it starts at you, Dominic. What do you do?
Okay. I'm gonna put my hands up, making sure nobody goes past me, and I'm gonna
Okay.
look at the goblin, and I'm gonna say, "Do you
Mhm.
speak common?"
As soon as the words "Do you speak common" come out of your mouth, the two suits of armors animate
Mm-hmm.
and power on. and you just hear like the sound of like rusty metal scraping against rusty metal as both their heads just like squeak and turn in your direction. They start marching directly at you, Dominic. I need everybody to roll initiative.
Nice.
all right.
Oh,
Dear.
shit.
Here we go.
Okay.
Whoops.
Oh man.
Check it out.
All right.
I feel like we always have a very similar order each time.
Usually. Yeah.
It kind of just works out that way.
I think that means you're yeah, you built your characters to do what your characters do.
Pretty much.
Hooray.
Killing
Give
got a
me-
nat 20. Damn.
Yeah, he did.
Well, at least it's on
Yeah.
initiative and not on his freaking.
I was about to
Right.
say, yeah, wasted it on his initiative.
I don't know if I still don't know if it's a waste, but
I mean,
still, all
could have
right.
got a 19 and still
I
been just as
need
good.
to do some quick math here, guys. So sorry.
Math.
Math, 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 math.
Math.
Yeah, that helps with the math a lot, guys. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Anytime, sir. Anytime.
Cool.
That's what we're here for.
All right. Anyone get a 20 or higher?
Yes.
Yes.
What'd you get?
23.
22.
Nice. Dominic, 22.
Yeah.
Nice. 15 to 20.
Oof.
10 to 15.
I got a 12.
Nice. Stars, what'd you get?
6.
Koo, what'd you get?
4.
Awesome. All right, Kitland, you are up first. You just hear Dominic, or you see Dominic rather, put his hands up, and say the words, "Do you speak common?" And then just hear like, "Kang, kang, kang," from inside the room. What are you doing?
I'm gonna back up to here.
Okay.
And
As soon as you do that, Dominic, you see crawling up out of the pit and onto the ledge the
Awesome.
one-eyed creature.
No!
Awesome. Awesome.
Oh, shit.
Close the door.
Go in the room. Go in the room.
Go to the other room?
Yeah,
Sorry.
right.
It's not my turn.
all right. I'll yell to the group, we've got trouble up top. I'm gonna do my one diagonal. So that was 5, 10, 15.
Okay. There is a huge pillar right here now, kind of in between you and the Notha. There's another one right here in the room. So this pillar literally goes from like the top of the ledge all the way up to the cavern ceiling.
Okay. But I could, if I was here, I could still see through on this side.
Yeah, and normally he'd have cover, but I know you don't care about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I'm just gonna ready an arrow, and then in Undercommon say, "We mean you no harm. Please don't start this fight." And yeah, I just prepare an action for any sort of like, I guess, ill will from this dude.
Okay, so if the if the creature appears threatening in some way, you'll release the arrow and do an attack.
Yes.
Okay, got it.
Cool.
Anything with your bonus action?
I don't think so. No.
Dominic, you are up.
I'm
So,
just gonna.
Dominic, you have a goblin in front of you who is just like basically freaking out at this point as these armors are now like Cybermen from Doctor Who just like marching towards you.
Shit. The goblin looks. Does the goblin look distressed and in trouble?
He's tied up, he's gagged, and without even needing to roll, you can see where it looks like he's been like maybe smacked around a little bit.
Dominic just kind of like, fuck. And he's gonna move in, and I'm gonna use my action to cut the goblin free of the chair.
Nice.
Okay. Do you have a blade other than a rapier on you?
See in my inventory. I have Kethric's great axe.
Hold still.
Um, so Dominic, being a soldier and knowing what you know, a rapier, which usually doesn't have like sharpened sides of the blade because it's meant to be a thrusting and like piercing weapon,
Yeah.
is going to be kind of blunt and take some time to cut through the rope. The axe might be sharper, but it's bigger, it's heavier, and it's going to be kind of ungainly, to do the like fine kind of slashing you want to do with
Okay.
it. So it's your choice if you want to use either weapon. But like as you like have that thought, you would know like fuck, neither one of these are really great for that job.
Okay. Is in that case, fuck. In that case, is there? I'm gonna try to just pick up the chair and move it into the hallway. Just goblin and all.
Grab it and
Just
drag
pick
it.
it up and
Absolutely, you can fucking do that.
Amazing.
yeah, I'm
So
just
I'll
gonna
say
drag it and move
you
it.
can. So you stepped 5 feet into the room.
Yep.
I'll say you have to move like 5 more feet to be able to do what you want to do, like right here. And then you can grab it and move half speed, 5, 10, 15, 20 to attempt to drag him with you. But it will provoke an opportunity attack. I'll say you have to get just close enough to the armor to be able to do this.
Can I put myself in front of the goblin? So like I'm gonna move the chair
Yes.
and then
Yeah,
push it in
absolutely.
front of
Like
me.
grab it and kind of pull and like turn around so that like you're putting your like back, to the armor and getting and like pulling the goblin's chair like in front of you, and then you're kind of like pushing it and scooting it
Correct. Yeah. I'm
like
gonna try
out
to
of the
put
room.
I want to put
Um,
myself in front of the armor to basically take the
you
opportunity
basically
attack.
crash into Bernie with this goblin, just like
Hi.
sliding it across the
Shit,
floor.
move,
Um,
move.
Who's this?
and you just like feel like the wind of this like arm go up as you start to run away and kind of brace yourself for the impact. Does un 15 un and 15 does and 15 hit?
I'm gonna use my reaction defensive duelist to add 2 to my AC. So no, it does not.
Hell yeah. Woo.
Awesome. So you like
Oh.
you kick the fucking goblin chair like towards Bernie and turn around at the last second and pull your rapier out and just like deflect its gauntlet away before like stumbling backwards like out of the room like go go go.
And then I'm gonna close the door behind me.
Yes.
Okay. Let's see.
If it's an
You
action,
can
that's fine.
do
I'm just
that.
gonna stand in the way.
You can do that. I'll say you can do that, but you are squeezing in this space with the goblin, so it's hard for you to get like a really good grip on it. So if they
Okay.
try to like contest this with you, you might be at
Um,
a disadvantage because of how cramped the hallway is.
All right, then yeah, no, I'm just gonna stand in that space right in front of the door, and just say, "Get
Okay,
him
you
out
sure?
of here,"
Okay,
or
cool.
I'm gonna tell them just
That's
like set him free or something like that. Now there's a goblin in the hallway between you guys.
cool. Dominic, kicks him towards you, does this awesome parry move, stands in front of the doorway, and just yells at you guys, "Goblin, chair!" And then puts his attention back on the on the armors.
So
Did I
good.
use my bonus action or anything like that?
I don't believe you did. I think you just used. What was your defensive duelist? Was that a reaction?
That is a reaction, correct?
Nice.
Cool. I'll say you used your action to interact with them and kind of grab them and pull, but you
Okay.
still have your bonus action.
I will use my bonus action to cut my finger and activate my Crimson Right, so the lightning comes around my blade.
Hail lightning, fucking Thor.
Oh yeah.
Just a one. So
Awesome.
I took 1 point of damage.
Not bad. Love
All right.
that. All right.
And that will end my turn.
The Nothic, the one-eyed creature whose name I keep saying, is going to just stare at you, Kitland, as you continue to try to communicate with it. And it doesn't run, it doesn't move quickly, but it does walk towards you. A step, and then another, and then another. And as it gets to the pillar, you see where it kind of like grabs onto the side of the pillar with both its foot and its right hand and kind of like swings around it and climbs across it and continues to walk
God.
towards you.
God, that's so creepy.
Oh no.
You once again start to feel that exposed feeling. I need you to roll me another deception check.
9.
Shit.
In Underdark, the Nothic says this to you, and Kitlin, because of where you are, only you can hear it. So I'm going to send it to you as a
Undercommon,
private
right?
message in Discord. Yes, Undercommon. Sorry.
God damn it.
This is what you hear it say.
Okay. Okay. do it. Can I respond or just? Oh wait.
It just kind of like it kind of hisses at you, and at this point, you're like holding your bowstring back a little bit, and like you're starting to feel the pressure of the string, right? And it's getting to the moment now where if you're gonna shoot, you need to, or you're gonna have to kind of like relax your arm because you're feeling that like lactic acid build up. So you can attempt to respond if you want, but you
I'm
kind of need to make a
gonna
decision if you're gonna use your
I'm
shot or
gonna put
not.
the bow down and just shake my head and say, "Yeah, I know." I hope you're breaking up.
It just kind of does that weird barking laugh at you and continues to just drool, and its eye just continues to gaze at you. And that's going to be the end of its turn.
God.
That'll bring it to Bernie. Your turn.
All right. Bernie sees this flourish from Dominic, and all of a sudden there's a goblin in a chair in front of her and being shoved into her. And so she takes it and she whirls around with it. She grabs the arms of the chair and she says, "Hello, friend." And then she turns around and places the goblin behind her. and I'm going to also, I am going to, I'll use my,
So you're just going to
hearing.
basically like switch your spot with the goblin, essentially?
Yep.
Cool.
Yep. Just like swing it around.
We'll say that uses like 10 feet of your movement to do.
Okay, perfect. And then I'm going to listen to what Dominic said. And he said, free him, I think. So I'm going to take out my sickle and I'm just going to try and cut the binds that are attaching the goblin to the seat.
Easy enough to do with the tool you have. Not trying to pick on you, Dominic. And I'll say you can just spend the rest of your turn getting him free of his binds.
And as I'm doing it, I'm kind of cutting and looking at him in the eyes, and I'm going to say, "Now, I'm not going to take that out of your mouth yet. I'm going to get you free, but don't you go fucking us." And I'm going to just kind of keep chopping away at it. And then, the last thing I'll do is...
As soon as you pull out the sickle, actually, Bernie, like you pull it out, not like with a flourish or anything, but you just like, grab it off your belt and like lift it up. The second you pull that sickle up, the goblin in front of you just faints, just completely passes out and goes unconscious.
Oh, that's not much use to us, is
That's
it?
not much use. Awesome.
Can I?
And then like goes limp.
Can I like as one more thing I do? Can I use my cantrip gust and just like blow a gust of wind in his face to try and wake him up again? Or is that too much?
I think if you can choose to do that and leave him tied up, or you can choose to
I
untie him
gotcha.
with your
Okay,
sickle.
I'm gonna untie him. Yeah, cool.
Okay, you untie him, and as you untie him, he kind of like swings down his chair a little bit more because he's just passed out, fully unconscious.
Not gonna be much help over here, I'm afraid. And then I'm gonna whirl back around. And I'm actually seeing that Dominic has the front on this end. I think I'm actually gonna pass through Starus and Ku, and kind of just. I think I'm gonna try and go check on Kitland.
As you like look up the stairs through Starus and Ku, you can actually kind of see where this like creature is like hanging off the pillar, kind of over the pits, like on the other side of the pillar from where you are. You can just like see its face like coming out from the other side of it, and you see that it's just staring at something kind of just out of your view and doing that like same like ha, 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 kind of barking laugh.
Okay, gotcha. Cool. Okay, I'm just gonna stay at the mouth of this little stairway.
Cool. Bernie pushes past you, Starus, and Yuku, and makes her way to the top of the stairs. That's going to bring it to Starus' turn.
Okay, that's fun.
Yep, sounds about right.
Sigh.
Yeah. I love also how your headphone does not like your noises.
It
Sean's,
really
yeah,
doesn't.
it's like that can't possibly be what this person is saying or doing. That's background
Yeah.
noise. You don't need to listen to that.
Right, right. Oh my god.
Sorry. I gotta come over and grab that mic.
Mm.
Yeah.
Dang, I should have brought it to brunch the other day, Dre. I didn't even
Yeah.
think about that.
Way to go. Way to go.
Blew it.
Blew it.
Okay. Fuck. All right. Can Starry see the creature?
The
Like,
one
the
that
one-eyed?
is,
That's being
I'll say
creepy
that,
to-
like, yeah, as Bernie kind of marches past you, you sort of, your head kind of follows her and sees where she's going, and you can see its head just sticking out from the other side of the pillar.
Oh dear. I guess
He's
we got it
like
coming from all
Spider-Man-ing
sides.
right now.
Do. Well, this is a thing. This is a thing.
We are, yep, in battle.
Let's see.
You guys like combat, right? It's okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
We're fighting.
hell
yeah.
Yeah, it's great. It's great.
Definitely.
Good, because I do a lot of it.
Yeah.
That's great.
That's great. Let me hang on a second. Okay. Shit.
What you got, Stars?
Yeah, no. Okay. I think seeing that this creature has kind of appeared and like disappeared and reappeared is making Stars really uneasy. She's hoping, I
Okay.
think, that this door in front of them can be closed, or I don't know. So let's see. So what Stars is going to do, she's going to look at the creature and say, "How about some pretty lights?" And she is going to cast Fairy Fire.
Hey, cool. Yes.
So let's see what that does. Oh, that's not what I meant to do, but I meant to do the other thing. That guy. Wait, nope. Hold, please. I'm just trying to be technical. Did that work better? Yay, that worked better.
Sweet.
Hooray.
Yeah.
It did. Perfect.
DC 14.
Awesome.
Okay.
and try to light up just the creature and not get any friends.
Got it.
Nice.
60-foot cube.
That is a
20 foot.
natural 4 on
Oh,
my
20 foot.
Ooh.
dexterity saving throw.
Nice.
So that is
Yeah.
a fail. So you see this thing. Just what color do you want it
It
to glow in?
is going to be violet.
Cool.
Violet.
Violet.
Love that.
Perfect.
Violet light. And now it can't go invisible. And now if we can see
Okay.
it, we have advantage on that attack.
Okay.
Hell yes.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Nice.
So pretty.
There you go.
So pretty.
This creature, as it's taunting you, Kitland, as it's just peering into you, you see all of a sudden it just starts to glow with this like fluorescent purple light, and it's like just a brief enough distraction where you feel that connection finally break. Cool. Anything else, Stars?
Yes. She's then going to look at Domik and say, "Be strong and connect," and give him some bardic inspiration.
Whoop, whoop.
Hell yeah.
Gonna need it. Living
You
armor is
staying
gonna
put,
be
or are you
so
gonna try to
shitty.
move around in that hallway?
Yes. So, you know what? Probably just stay
Yeah.
here because Domik has room to move up into. Yeah, no, I'm just gonna stay here.
Cool. All right. That's gonna bring it to the armor's turn.
Oh,
Here we go.
here
Come
we
on,
go.
you know I love you, right?
Yes. Do what you gotta do,
All
my
right.
dude.
The first armor is just going to come right at you and Spartan kick you in the chest. This is going to be an athletics check from me versus either an athletics check or an acrobatics check, your choice, from you.
I mean, they're both the same, so I will go with a athletics check.
Okay.
Oh God. 22.
Hey, woohoo!
Very nice.
This suit of armor just comes and like tries to Spartan kick you in the chest, and you just grab its boot. just grab it midair, and like you can feel the force of it. You're just like straining to hold it back and like shove it back in place, and the other one just comes and tries to cold clock you.
Okay.
So that was the first one's action. The second one is just going to try to attack you, and it's going to get to attack you 2 times. The first is a 12 going to hit.
No, it does not.
Nice.
Well, I rolled the exact same thing on the second die.
Yes,
So you
baby!
literally shove the armor back. The other one like comes and swings at you, and you like just pull back as like the fist, like hammer fist, just like right in front of your nose, and you see the other swing coming, and you're able to get your rapier out and kind of like glance it off. And as it glances off, you just see like that pale electrical energy just starting to crackle and like arc off of the armor as you deflect it.
Hell yeah.
That's the end of their turn. That brings us to you two.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
That was great.
I was gonna try to knock you prone and then have the other one just like beat you while you were down.
Yeah, I figured that's what you were going to try to do. Oh my God, that was so good. I'm so
Damn,
lucky
that's
with this.
great.
Oh my God.
If I move right here,
Yeah.
can I touch this armor through the doorway?
Yeah. You're like small enough. You can like kind of wriggle like past Dominick's hips and like get your arm in there.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so we'll go.
It'd be
5.
hard to enter the room, but you can touch
Yes.
something there.
Okay, I'm gonna reach out and we're gonna touch this armor, right? Meow.
Yeah.
With
Okay.
my shocking grasp.
Yes.
Cool.
I assume
Ooh,
I get
do.
advantage on this because they're
You
armor
do,
enough?
you do, sir.
Okay,
They're
fantastic.
sir.
they're literally just metal armors.
Hell yeah.
Suits of
Nice.
armor. But they're like old and rusted and like
Oh,
you can tell that they
Oh, damn, dude.
So a 26 hits.
Cool. And we will zap it for 3.
cool.
It's,
Nice. And I'm just
Um,
checking something really quick. All right, cool.
it's. Let me see. Can I look back at our goblin maybe friend? See, they still passed out.
Oh yeah, just completely passed out. At this point, his head is like on the seat itself, and his head and his torso on the seat, and like he's kind of bent at his like belly, like over the seat, like he's just kind of like slowly sliding out of the chair, like a cartoon.
Can I like either de-slink him or slink him faster?
What do you mean? Like try to get him up on the chair, down to the ground,
Yeah.
kind of like?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll say
one-
you can
one or
use
the
like
other.
a little bit of movement to kind of like get him off the chair and onto the ground.
Okay. Yep.
You
Oh.
I think you intuit that would probably be easier since he seems to have difficulty staying up in the chair on his own.
Easy enough. Oh, it's
All right,
okay,
cool.
friend.
So yeah, Ku sneaks a hand in, zaps the armor a little bit. You see it kind of jolts, but easily shrug it off and go back on the offensive, and then help the goblin down to the floor. That's going to bring it to the goblin's turn. He is unconscious. Kitlin's back to the top of the rounds.
Oh god. All right. I know it's just like 6 seconds, so I'm gonna try to get like a glance or a fast response from Bernie. So I'll look over to her and just, are we battling this beast? Just looking for like a glance back. Can I know that
Bernie can respond on her turn.
on her turn? Uh,
But you can posit that question to the group, or
um,
specifically to Bernie
and it's been making me feel
as
like
a
pretty
free
weird.
action. I'm not
Like
gonna.
it's been making me feel bad every time it looks at me. Right?
It just makes you feel. It might be bad. I don't want to necessarily like tell you how your character feels, but you just feel exposed. You feel like this thing is learning things about you in a way that feels invasive.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In that case, just because this is my only shot to do this and feeling invaded, I'm gonna grab out my grappling hook with 50 feet of rope,
Okay.
and I'm gonna
Okay.
attempt to like lob it over it and just past him and pull him back with the grappling hook onto the booby trap bridge.
Cool.
Oh, okay. So you're trying to like
I
throw
just
it
want
past
to,
them and then like pull it forward.
yeah, exactly.
Okay. 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 Cool. That's fucking dope. I'm gonna say that this is gonna be an improvised weapon attack. Um, and I'll say because it's kind of like a whip, like not like a whip, but like a sling or something almost, where you're like trying to like twirl it around to get enough momentum and then like fling it past them. So I'm gonna say to see if you can like hit him. It's gonna be an improvised weapon attack using dexterity. Then there will be an opposed check to see if you can actually pull him onto the bridge. But if you can pass both of those things, I'll say you absolutely do it.
Cool.
How do I do that? I press dexterity.
So just just roll a d20 and add your dexterity modifier to it.
So if you click the
Okay.
dexterity modifier, it should do it for you.
Okay, gotcha.
Yes.
That's a 21.
Hell yeah.
Okay. So you like spin this thing around and like sling it past this creature, and it like just sails right past them, and you know the grappling hook is lined up perfectly with like the back of its neck, and you give the rope a tug with all of your might. Go ahead and give me an athletics check. This is going to be opposed to the creature's acrobatics as it tries to like flip out of the way almost.
Okay.
Okay. I got a
Nice.
10.
Yeah.
I got a 13.
Your 13 beats my 10.
Hell
Oh,
yeah.
man.
So the
Oh my
creature
god.
senses what's going on and it tries to like scramble up the wall, and you pull back too hard and you actually catch it by the midsection, and it gets flung forward like on its face and lands smack down in the middle of the bridge and begins clawing and trying to scramble immediately as it hits, but it's too late because of the weight of the creature and the impact on this booby-trapped bridge. The bridge just collapses
Hell
and
yeah.
crumbles beneath the creature. I think this is the second bridge you fucking destroyed in this campaign.
It is.
Um,
Yep. 100%.
Destroyer of bridges.
um, creature falls to the ground. It's about 20 feet, so I'm gonna roll. Actually, you roll. Roll me 2d6.
Hell yeah.
Okay.
That's awesome.
Such a good use of a grappling hook.
Hell yeah.
Right?
Four.
Like, get over here.
Yeah.
Get over.
Very
Ooh.
scorpion.
Well, could technically be worse. Um, the creature lands, but kind of like falls on its shoulder and like bounces around and starts to like scramble to get back up. But it is prone right now, and it's about 20 feet below you in this pit. Cool. And I'm gonna say that's gonna use your bonus action and your action,
Okay.
but you still have your movement if you'd like to move.
So it's 20 feet. So hold on. 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. I'm going to keep holding the other end of the rope, and I will
Mm-hmm.
go 5, 10, 15, 20, and I'll attempt to hand the rope to Bernie.
Okay, cool. Uh, that'll be Domic's turn.
Right. Well,
Interesting.
here we go, I suppose. And
Rope's
I
50
will.
feet long.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, I will. So the 26 hit, but the 16 did not. I don't know if we actually saw that, or was that an accidental roll, coup?
Oh, that was Ku rolling with advantage.
Oh, got it. Got it. Okay, cool. Well, then I will just attack the same one. I saw Ku's little hand kind of pop out, shock that one, and pop back in behind me.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm just going to attack that same one with my rapier that's covered in lightning right now.
Got it. Very cool. Roll me an attack.
17.
Nice.
Just glances off the chest plates
fucking
of the armor,
seriously? God
and
damn
that
it.
is a miss.
Ah,
Damn.
Okay. You still have your bardic.
I do, but I already know the result, so I'm not going to
Yeah.
use
No,
the
no,
bardic.
no.
That's
Yeah,
fair.
yeah. Yes.
That
That's
is
fine.
that is on me.
No, you're fine. You're good. All good.
For not remembering.
No, you're good. All right. Well,
That's fair. I
fuck.
probably would have trusted a 17 as well.
Yeah,
Right,
no,
I
a
probably
17
wouldn't have
is
used it
like,
on
I
a
was like, oh, okay,
17.
cool.
Yeah. But
But
now we know.
now we know. All right. Okay. Wow, these things are fucking strong. And I'm just gonna kind of hold my, just where I am. I'm not moving. I'm just gonna kind of keep them in front of me with my rapier, just kind of going back and forth, just trying to keep them in front of me.
Cool.
And that will be my turn. I don't have any bonus action or anything. I don't need to worry about that right now. Because my bonus
Oh,
action
it's
doesn't help
dark.
because I don't think they have blood. So
That's fair.
Alrighty. So you're gonna hang tight where you are, Dominic?
yep, I'm gonna hold my position,
Awesome.
protecting everybody else behind me.
Okay. That is gonna bring it to the Nothic's turn, who you guys cannot see at the
Okay.
moment.
Yes, we can. He's still
Very fired.
Yep, he's
Very-
very
Oh
Yeah.
fired.
yeah,
Yes,
verified.
but he's also 20
Down.
feet
Down.
down a
So we can just
hole.
see like the purple haze of the fire. That's about it.
Yes, yes. You can see a purple glow exactly coming from above. Okay,
Kitland is still holding the rope,
that's the
so if it
Nothic.
is attached to him, there is that.
That is the
Supposedly,
Nothic turn.
yeah.
Bernie, that'll bring
Okay.
us to your turn. As
Okay.
Kitlin hands you the rope and
Mhm.
you kind of grab onto it, all this is a free action, and you both just kind of instinctively pull. You feel the rope go slack.
Okay.
Ah.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
And as Caitlin pulls, you can actually feel the rope like starting to like come up the pit.
Okay.
So you immediately get the sense the creature's no longer attached.
Got
Oh,
it.
no.
Okay.
Gotcha.
All right. Well, I'm gonna turn to Kitlin. It looks like your big fish got off. And
I'll
I'm
be right
just
back.
gonna
I'm gonna
kind
go say
of
goodnight to my kids.
pull the. Cool. I'm gonna pull the rope up just a little bit, but not enough to like use my whole action doing it. I'm just like pulling it, just whatever, going with what we were doing, and then I'll kind of drop the rope so that Kitland has control of it. Boy, oh boy. I don't know where to focus.
Yay.
I think that. Oh God, I don't trust that thing in the pit. But it should. I know the spell fairy fire, so because of that, I'm familiar. I think with like how it operates. So I think that like Bernie would know that the creature would still be
I
glowing.
mean,
and
you can
she's
still see a purple glow, I'll say, emanating kind of like right at the top of the pit.
all right. At the top of the like the wall of the pit.
Yeah, like when
coming
the
out of the
creature
pit.
fell down, you saw like it was like bright pink or bright violet, and then kind of got like dim violet as the creature hit the bottom of the pit because the
Uh-huh.
radius of it is 20 feet. So when the creature went over, the top of the pit that you could see had like a dim violet glow, and that dim violet glow hasn't seemed to move since the creature has fallen.
Aha. Okay, got it. Okay. All right. Here's what I'm gonna do. I think Bernie is going to run. I'm gonna run over to the side of the pit where the glow is. So she's gonna kind of charge forward and stare down and see if I can see the creature or not.
You you run past as like Kitlin kind of keeps pulling up the rope, and you see where the creature is just kind of like holding the grappling hook in its hand as the rope is like lifting up, and then just kind of like lets it go as like his arm extends its full height. And as the creature kind of does this, it stands up as high as it can, like it's kind of guiding the grappling hook to the top. And when it stands to its full height and reaches its hand up, you can see that his hand is only maybe a few feet below. I'm sorry, no, it's 20 feet, not 10 feet. The creature is like, seems like it's almost reaching like halfway up the pit if it stands
Oh.
at its full height and reaches its hand all the way up. And then like sees you and kind of slinks back down, but it's just sitting there, bottom of the pit.
All right. Okay, I think what Bernie would like to do is I'm gonna take a bonus action, take the grappling hook in one hand, or like kind of keep pulling it up if I can, and kind of get it in my left hand.
Okay.
Almost like prepared to like if I need to use it again or try and like sink it in again. and then I'm gonna, with my right hand, I'm gonna hold my action.
Okay.
Do I have to tell you the spell or what is gonna
Yeah,
trigger
you have
it?
to tell me. You have to tell me
Great.
both what the trigger is and then what the action you want to perform is.
I'm gonna hold Gust, and I'm gonna
Okay.
cast Gust down at the creature if it attempts to climb up the wall again.
Okay. You will use the spell slot whether or not you use your reaction
It is a
to
cantrip,
cast it.
so
Oh, perfect. Then won't matter
yeah,
anyways. You'll use
cool.
your cantrip slot.
Hell yeah.
I'm back, by the way.
But if you ever wanna hold like a spell that does have a spell slot, just know just by holding it, you will have to use the spell slot.
Right.
But cool. So yeah, you begin to uh trace the sigil or do what it is you do to cast this spell, and kind of just keep an eye on this creature. Um and kind of help feed the grappling hook back to Kitland.
Yep. Okay. Yeah, I think that's it.
All right. That brings us to Staris.
Oh my goodness.
Who be thinking about what you want to do?
Yes. I think Stars is just gonna make a little bit more room in the hallway and maintain her concentration on fairy fire.
Hmm.
Yeah. There's not a lot I can do right now.
Okay.
Great.
Yep.
That's it. Love
That's
it.
it.
That
Cool.
takes us to the armor. Uh,
Dominic.
Here we go.
yeah, Dominic, they're just gonna keep bullying you.
That's fine. I'm right there. All right, let me get bullied. Bully me, baby.
As
He's a
as
masochist.
as the player who also likes to usually be on the front line, I also I get it.
Come at me.
I get it. All
But I
right.
am quite
Let's
squished, so this
see.
is not going to be great.
A 12 does not hit, as we've already established.
Does not
Does
hit,
a
no.
15 hit?
Meets beats. I'm going to use my reaction to add 2 to my roll, so no, it
Okay.
does not.
Sweet.
A 15 does not hit,
Well,
but a 19 will.
a 19 definitely will, yeah. Even with, yeah. If I'm going to use my
Okay.
reaction to stop the 15, because the 15 would have hit, but then
Okay.
the 19 will hit.
So I rolled all of them. I rolled all of them at once. So we'll say yeah. I don't know if we're playing by the rules, but I don't care. 3 of them miss because you used your reaction, but one of them does hit.
Okay, I'm good with that.
So not bad. As Dominic is 1v2ing these just massive
So good.
pieces of armor. I forgot what I was doing. Rolling damage.
Yes.
Dominic, you take. I rolled a 1, 3 points of damage,
Oh my
bludgeoning
God.
damage, as one just barely connects with your shoulder as you just can't quite get all the way out of the way.
Oh, fuck it.
That's gonna bring it to Koo's turn.
Who's just
Zippy zappy, I
watching?
got another shocky
Who's just
pinch
watching
for you.
Dominic just move around, dance around with his rapier, trying to get out of the way of these things?
Ooh, ah, ooh.
They're rusty and kind of slow, and you can just see kind of the training coming through as Dominic is just finding the right foot, placement and right, spot to be, just so he's not there when the attacks come.
Oh, you're pretty light on your feet there, Mark.
No.
And yeah, let me.
Thanks, and I'm just continuing.
Yeah, I'll attack the one cornered up
Well,
there again.
the one you can reach, yeah.
Yep.
I'll be right
Thanks.
back.
Help.
All right, not that one.
15. Nice. That doesn't
Not
hit
either
though.
of them.
Nope.
Yep.
Mm-mm. There's so much motion and movement. You try to stick your hand in, and you are afraid you're gonna lose it because of a large, gauntlet comes slamming into the wall, right where your arm was just half a second ago, and you pull it back out, and you just can't quite commit to getting into the fray and
Oh.
finding purchase on the armor.
Damn this tiny reach.
Alrighty. That is going to bring us to our goblin friend's turn. Still unconscious. Back to the top of the round. Kitland. Kitland, you could easily pull in the rest of your grappling hook right now, or you could drop it and let Bernie have control of it. Your choice.
Can I just leave it in my hand without pulling it? I'm just gonna carry it with me where I go. So I'm gonna.
So right now Bernie kind of has a hand on it. So you could kind of give it a tug and wrap it up, or you could kind of let it go and let her have it.
I'm gonna let her keep a hand on it, and I'm gonna keep the other end in
Okay.
my hand.
Cool.
And
You're just gonna
move
Cool.
5, 10, 15 with the grappling hook wrapped around the backside of that pole.
Yep.
I know. This is totally what I was thinking earlier. I was like, oh, that'd be cool.
I've seen Jurassic Park 2. I know where this is going.
And I'll let the rest of the rope fall down into the cavern that way.
Okay.
And I'm gonna pull out my bow, and just to Bernie, keep him in the pit. I don't think she has any fire, so I think I'm just gonna go regular bow here.
Okay.
And I'm taking a shot
Regular bow.
at our guy
Regular
here.
bow, regular bow.
Awesome. With advantage
Which advantage?
Great.
because of the fairy fire.
In that case, I'm going to use my sharpshooter and take -5.
Yep, -5. All right.
Nice.
Jesus.
Oh, man.
Yeah, so that'll be 11 to hit.
Bernie, you watch as Kitlin, thinking quickly, goes around, wraps the rope around the column, throws the slack down, grabs an arrow, and goes to line up a shot. You've seen this man make some very impressive shots. This one seems like an easy one. And as he lines up the shot, you see the creature just looks directly at Kitlin. And as he releases the arrow, without even moving or flinching, the creature just continues to stare as the arrow whizzes past, off the wall.
All right. No more bonus action. So, yeah, I'm just chilling with a rope ready to repel.
Go, Dominic, your turn.
Shit, it's back to me. Okay.
Back to you. Bernie, be thinking about your turn.
I'm gonna kind of. I know Ku is right behind me, and I'm gonna kind of talk behind myself and say, next time after your move, your shocking grass, move out of the way, and we can try to funnel them in a row instead of me getting attacked by 2 people. Just saying. And then I'm gonna attack the one that's next to me again.
Now, Dominic, I will say you can move through ally spaces. You just can't end your turn in ally spaces. You cannot move through enemy spaces unless you have a feature or something that allows you to do so. But you can move even though Ku is right behind you.
I know.
And I'm sorry if I didn't make that clear
No,
in previous
you're
turns.
right.
But
And
it was also really funny of Dominic to just say that.
Yeah, no. Dominic is totally going to say that and stay where he is just because he knows that if he were to move out of the way, who would be in front of the door? And he doesn't want that.
Yeah.
If he's in front of the door, that's a different situation. But at the present
Very
moment,
cool.
if he were to go and move out of the way, close the door, who would be in front of the door? And that would not be a good situation to be in.
Dominic's such a good dude, y'all.
He just knows the little guys are the ones that need to get protected, especially because they could be the most powerful.
Guess you can always throw him down the hallway.
I mean, I could just drop kick him out of the hallway, but
Whee!
Get out.
Get out of here. It's not safe.
about this? I'm gonna use my shove action to shove Koo down the hall, and then if I could use my bonus action to close the door, would the DM approve of this?
Yeah. Yeah, I'll let you do it.
Okay. Yeah. So that's
All
what
right.
that's what Dom's
Koo,
gonna do. He's
do
gonna say, "Koo, I'm sorry," and he's just gonna push him.
I'm sorry.
Okay. Koo, do you allow Dominic to shove you, or do you try to hold your ground?
Oh no, he can shove me.
Okay. Koo, you get shoved, and immediately like stumble backwards over the passed out goblin. Roll me a dexterity saving throw.
No.
Oh no!
Well, it's not terrible.
You are able to keep your footing, and
Nice.
do not fall to the ground. Dominic, you're able to take a step back and attempt to shut the door.
I'm gonna take a step back, take the opportunity attacks, and I'm gonna attempt to shut the door.
Okay, that is an opportunity attack from both of them.
Yep.
And as you shut the door, well, let's do the opportunity attacks first. Man, I'm rolling very bad.
Yes.
Does a
Yay.
14 hit you?
Does not. Just misses.
Woohoo!
Yay.
They both miss.
Yes!
Another fucking 8. I've rolled so many 8s.
Fuck you,
So
Armor!
many 8s on their attack.
Amazing.
As you're able to surpass, you feel 2 more slams into the back of the door as you're able to get yourself between it and them. And as you pull the handle shut, you spend some time investigating the door before you came into this room. It's a simple door. There doesn't appear to be any way to lock it.
Yeah,
So
no,
do you just
that's
want to continue to hold on to the handle, or are you just trying to get out there and get out of there and up the stairs?
No, I'm gonna stand right here by the door. This is a bad idea.
And like try to hold it
Yeah,
shut,
I'm just gonna like hold
so
it
to speak.
shut. Yeah,
Okay,
and then I'm just gonna
cool.
yell up, "Armors are attacking!" That's my turn.
Awesome. That's gonna bring it to my little guy, my little
My little
man.
friend.
It's his
Your
My
turn.
little friend.
Little dude.
As it continues to hold your gaze, Kitlin, you feel your stomach just drop. Uh, and it feels like you're gonna be sick, like almost like you're gonna hurl.
So
I need you to roll me a Constitution saving throw, please.
Uh-oh. Don't like that.
Okay. Is this a magic thing? So I've got advantage against.
This is
Well,
not
no,
a
no,
spell.
no. Okay. Oops.
But thank you for reminding freaking
Yeah.
gnomes.
11.
11 is unfortunately not what you needed. You get like visibly sick, like you start to shake, like have fever like symptoms. You feel like your muscles start to ache. You feel like your forehead starting to get clammy and like sweaty a little bit, and like it really does feel like you're about to get sick all over yourself. You take 8 necrotic damage,
Oh shit.
Kitlins, as this creature just holds your gaze, and then like just when you think you like can't hold it in anymore, its gaze averts and turns to Bernie, and that sickness like starts to go away, and you slowly start to feel better. Bernie, I need you to make me a deception check, please.
Okay. Deception. There it is. So close to a
Oof.
19. Damn it.
So
Um,
close.
you feel this invasive feeling that a few of your compatriots have mentioned and discussed. You feel this creature looking through you, and you steel yourself to them. That is going to be the end of my creature, of my little guy, just my little guy, you guys.
Your little
You look
It's going to
dude.
be the end of
little
his
dude.
turn.
Little
That's going to
dude.
bring us to you, Bernie. Staris, you're on deck.
All right. I think that Bernie clocks the miss by Kitland, and as mentioned before, like she's seen him make some incredible shots and bullseyes. And she clocks the creature looking at him, and then she looks down at the creature and she shouts, "Aye, bogbag, put your eyes up here." And then the creature kind of shifts its gaze over to her. That's right. There you go. And then she's gonna take the grappling hook, and I'm gonna attempt to latch the grappling hook onto the creature again.
Okay.
And like throw it down and try and like throw it down with enough force to where it sticks into the creature.
Okay, cool. Just this is gonna be another improvised attack. So, improvised attack, and I'm gonna say this one's gonna be strength. Because
Okay.
where Kitlin was like trying to kind of like whip it past and pull it, you're just like chucking it at this thing and trying to like get it to like impale it and like stick
Oh.
it in some way.
Yeah.
So this is just gonna be a D20 plus your strength modifier, and you're trying to hit
Okay.
its armor class.
And is this an attack so I get advantage because of fairy fire?
Absolutely.
Sweet. Okay. Okay. Okay, so 16.
You just like
Over.
fastball pitch this like grappling hook into this thing, and it like tries to like put a hand up like to kind of like shield itself from it, and the thing just like mangles its hand, and you actually see it kind of like knock the creature to the ground a little bit, and as it like gets up, it like flails around, and you can see that this grappling hook is like broken its wrist and like smushed it against his arm, and is like locked those two pieces into one of the hooks. And he's just like wailing and like just like freaking out now at this point. But the creature is hooked.
Okay.
And go ahead and roll me a what's your strength modifier actually?
0.
Your strength modifier is 0.
Yes.
Wonderful. Okay. And you see that as this creature is flailing around Kitlin, the rope is like on your side is starting to like kind of whip back and forth and like start to slap around and kind of get pulled back up out of the ravine.
Okay.
Is that the end of your turn, Bernie?
I didn't know if bonus action, if I could kind of hold tight with the hand and then use my other hand to grab the other side after I latch on, and then just start kind of pulling back on the creature.
That's a lot for
Okay.
one turn. I'll
Yep.
allow you to use your bonus action to get like a hand on the rope to kind of stabilize it. To like maybe potentially help out Kitland if he wanted to do something.
Perfect. Okay, that sounds good. That's it then.
Cool. Awesome. That's going to bring us to Staris's turn. Ku, be thinking about what you want to do.
All right. I think hearing the wailing of this creature, Stars will probably say, "I'm gonna go check it out." Good luck with the door.
Are you fucking kidding me?
That's a very tiny space, and I don't like it. 5.
And the thing is like,
20.
I haven't heard the wailing, so I've just been dealing with two armors going, what the fuck is happening?
Right.
I
Right.
think
Right.
somebody's
Everybody just
wailing.
ran away.
Yeah. Armors?
Tommy was like, "Come on, guys, we got this. Where the fuck is everybody?"
I cannot. Nope. Buy armor. Buy.
Oh my god.
And I think Staris is just going to take out her short bow and see if she can hit the
Okay.
creature.
Nice.
Okay.
All right, let's
You do have
go.
advantage.
Let's do it. 15.
You graze its arm, but you do hit. Roll me some damage.
Yes.
Powerful.
Fabulous. All right, let's do it.
Ooh.
5.
Not bad. Yeah, you cut its arm, and it continues like it's good arm, the arm that's not mangled in the grappling hook, and it continues to flail around a little bit more. Kitland, you see the rope whip up even higher, getting pulled up further and further out of the pit. You still have your bonus action, Staris.
I do. I think we're gonna hang on to that for now.
Cool.
Yeah,
Cool.
that's my turn.
The armor is going to rush to the door from the other side. You just hear from the other side, Dominic, and you can feel just like a force on the other side start to pull, and as it just budges a little bit, you see another gauntlet, like the fingers of it start to like stick themselves in between the door and the frame and begin to pull back as both of these suits of armor are trying to pull this door against you. Go ahead and roll me an athletics check, and I'm gonna roll one with advantage.
Jesus Christ. All right. Here we go. 13.
Roll higher than a 10. This might be an interesting
Oh,
fight.
oh my
As
gosh.
they're pulling
No
back,
fucking
the like
way.
you see like the veins on Dominic's neck like beginning to bulge as he's like holding this door shut, the pale electrical energy crackling even harder. Um yeah, they are not able to get I
No
rolled an 8 and a
fucking
10.
This
way.
is so
Oh my
funny.
god.
This is why everybody
Yay.
left because we're all like,
Yep.
Dominic's got this.
No, he's got this. We have full faith.
I am such a squish boy. This is not a great plan.
Who you just stumbled
Oh.
backwards over the again just unconscious completely passed the fuck out goblin. What do you want to do? Your turn.
All right, let's file him up. Can I grab the goblin and still slink past Dominic over here?
Yeah, you grabbing the goblin?
Yes.
Like you're trying to pick him up and carry him?
Yep.
Okay. He's about your height. How tall are you?
I'm a good 3'6".
Okay,
Oh,
yeah,
sweet
you might have a
cheeks.
couple of inches on him. Yeah,
3-6.
he's about your height.
Nice.
Okay. Let me go.
Um,
5.
Just want to pick you up
so
like a baby.
as you can move at half speed as you're carrying him.
Yep. So that's 5, 10, 15,
10.
20, 25. Oh, yeah. Can I move
That's your move, right?
him? Yeah. Can I move the goblin right there? Behind me?
Yeah,
Up
so
on these
you
stairs?
were in this square,
Yep.
right? Is that true?
That
So
is
you picked him
correct.
up 5, picked him up 10, 15, 20, 25. Yeah, and you can kind of set him down right
Yep.
here. And as you set him down, he's kind of like, and you see he's kind of like in and out of consciousness as you plop him down on the stairs a little bit.
Okay. I guess now's a good time enough for. Yeah, I'll pop all the good berries in my pouch as they kind of fall on the ground, and I picked it 2 or 3 up that overflowed the pouch,
Okay.
and I'll cast good berry and end my turn.
Okay. You create a bunch of good berries. This goblin's like drooling on himself, leaning up against the stairs. That's gonna bring it to his turn. He continues to drool.
Wake up.
And that'll bring us back to the top of our rounds.
Somebody smack him.
Do you guys want to take like a
Right.
quick like 5-ish minute break to stretch your legs, use the bathroom, get a drink, and then hop back in?
Yeah,
Yeah, sounds good.
Yeah.
that sounds good.
Hell yeah. All right, guys. We'll meet back here in a couple of minutes.
Cool.
Perfect.
Woo!
Woo.
Enjoy these relaxing sounds while we take a quick break. We'll be back to our game shortly, but in the meantime, relax and enjoy this moment of Zen.
Got to be DRM free if you're going to do it.
Hello.
Hello.
I'm back.
Hello.
I never
Hello.
left. I just sat here in silence like a weirdo.
Talking to yourself.
Did you enjoy the moment of zen
Yes, I did.
that I
I
provided
also
for everybody?
listened to a bunch of epic battle music so I can get myself in the zone of just hoping for the best that I don't die out
Nice.
here.
Oh my
Dude,
god.
okay, so I haven't rolled like higher than a freaking 10 with these guys.
I was about to ask, is this going
Been
the
insane.
direction that you thought it would go, Sean?
Here's the thing. I am like constantly uh like fluctuating between feeling like way over prepared and way under prepared. And it's gotten to the point now where I never know like how anything's gonna go anymore. I don't assume anything. I just throw a bunch of pieces on a map and I'm like, fuck it, we'll figure it out when we get there. And
Amazing. This has been a very fun fight so
Yeah,
far.
it has. I have been on the edge of my seat the whole time going,
I know.
thinking about how I'm doing all the things I'm doing. I'm like, there's no fucking way I'm doing this. But all right, let's do it.
I know the Dominic side of things has been so funny to watch. I can imagine.
I mean, everyone has had like just such like perfect character moments. Like, you know, Koo trying to like stick his hand in the door and help, but he's
Yes.
like too small to do anything, and like stumbling over the guy. And Dominic like literally being like, "I'll lead the charge," and everyone just being like, "No, I'm not going in there."
Yeah.
And
We're just gonna leave
Caitlyn
it
with
like
the
that.
scorpion, get over here maneuver.
Oh yeah. Stars with the fairy
Um,
fire. That was clutch.
Yeah,
That
that
was
was
great.
yeah, that's been huge.
I've
And
been
I
like
don't know, Fernie's done stuff.
I've been like an accomplice to everybody else's stuff this fight.
I mean, you did
Verity keeps turning around and there's like something new being shoved in her hands.
you did just fuse the grappling hook with the monster. I feel like that's gonna come back later.
That might come back up. Oh
Cool.
my
Well,
god.
if we are met, let's do this thing.
Yeah. We got a Dre.
Oh, I don't think so. Not yet.
She's getting situated. I can hear.
Sorry. Yeah, you do. I just muted the wrong thing.
Not-
I was like,
Nice.
I'm back, and I heard, "Yep," and it worked out like it. I thought you could hear me.
Right. We'll make the music a little bit more stressful.
Oh, great.
Sweet. Love it.
Kitlins, take it away. Top of the order.
All right. I see the
The
slack
rope is like
moving.
whipping around in front of you now
Yeah,
as the
and I
creature
see that it's
continues to
attached
flail.
like through its arm. So I'm gonna pick up the rope, and I want to use my action to throw the rope. Let me do some pinging here around this side of the pole, so that's wrapped a full
Okay.
circle. And I want to throw it as hard as I can, just try to
Okay.
make it come back as close to me as possible.
Okay.
So,
Okay. So this will take your full action to do this. That's way too loud. It sounds like a Tim Burton movie.
Or Star Wars-ish even.
Yeah. It's still stressful.
To grab the rope, it's gonna be a sleight of hand check, and then to throw it around and then like catch it on the other side.
I don't need
We're
to
just
catch it.
gonna
I
make
can
that a
go like
straight.
pick it up if it doesn't make it the full way. But
Gotcha.
I mean, if I can
Okay.
catch it, that'd be great too. Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, we'll say to see if you can whip the rope just out of the air because it is kind of whipping around. Just give me a sleight of hand check. This might be too stressful. gonna play two musics at the same time, 'cause that's not stressful.
That's not stressful at all.
Golden
It's
dice
more
territory
stressful the
here,
more that
folks.
music.
Although I used it last game, so an 8 to pick up a rope. Are we
Oh.
feeling good about this?
Oh, oh no. You reach out to try and grab it, and you were able to like kind of get the rope, but you try to like close your fist around it, and you just feel it like kind of just slide right out of your palm and out of your reach, and it doesn't, and you don't feel like you're going to be able to grab a hold of it this round.
Oh, that was my only idea. I will move.
I'll still say you have your full action and bonus action since you weren't able to grab it.
Oh.
It's like
Hold
you
on.
could have had like a really dope turn if you did this like timed response activity,
Yeah.
but you didn't. So then it's just like now it's just like a normal turn.
I'm gonna just pull out the short bow. I don't think anybody has any fire stuff, but I know Koo's bopping around with some of that, so maybe I will. I don't have that many. I'm gonna pull out one. How many do I have? One grease arrow.
Okay, cool.
And
Remind me of the rules I made up for that.
well, we have.
I think I can look into it.
Yeah, we have the green one that says. Do you want me to read Grease Arrow? Or do you want...
yeah. You still have some of these, right? Or did you use these guys?
The other ones like were alcohol based, so those are done. I just have the new ones that I got.
Got it. So I think
Yeah.
the new ones, the idea with those was that they were like meant to work with the design, right? So I don't think those grease arrows, like
work.
you get the sense like they wouldn't really do anything because you don't have the other element of the bow yet.
Well, I was
to,
thinking
make
if he's got a
anything
greasy
effective.
arrow sticking out of him, that Koo could maybe hook me up a little bit later on.
Gotcha. Oh, okay, I see what you're saying.
Or would it not retain its
I'll say that you could use a grease arrow here, and it would basically just like using a normal arrow, so it wouldn't really change anything for you. And then there might be an effect that happens if it gets hit with fire damage.
Gotcha. I think that's still
maybe.
worth it. Okay.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I'll use one grease arrow. I'm nervous, even with advantage. I feel like I shouldn't do my my thing. I think we just need to get a hit on him and see what it does. So I'm gonna go for a regular, non-sharpshooter shot.
Okay, cool. Just a regular attack with advantage.
Plain Jane.
Plain Jane.
We also need to find out what his AC is.
Well, Staris hit him last time with her short bow.
Yeah,
and she
Yeah.
That was
she
a
hit
15.
it. Yeah, she
Okay.
hit it with a 15.
Okay, gotcha. Well, I got a 17.
A 17 is going to hit. So roll your damage.
Okay. I will mark him as my favorite foe.
Nice.
Perfect.
Nice.
And that is that's a 9. And then
Nice. But plus your favorite foe?
yeah, +1, so 10.
Nice.
Nice. There it is. Awesome. Good chunk of damage. You see Bernie, whatever was affecting Kitland is no longer affecting Kitland as his second arrow absolutely finds purchase, like right in the ribs, or where you would assume the ribs would be of this creature. And it continues to like just kind of flail and make this horrid screeching sound. Kitland, would you like to move?
Sure would. I'm gonna stay
Okay.
here. I still want to stay close
Okay.
to this rope, but I don't want to be seen by this guy. So
Nice.
As
yeah.
you kind of take cover behind the pillar, you see the end of the rope beginning to pull around the pillar now and past you and towards Bernie. That is going to bring it to the Domic's turn. Domic, you have these armors just trying to pry this door away from you as you're holding on for dear life.
Jet.
Yourself.
Who's dragging the goblin behind you up the stairs?
Jesus. All right. All right. I think Dominic is gonna kind of see what Koo is doing, take purchase of what's happening, and Jesus.
Hodor.
Hold the door. Oh my god.
This isn't gonna
Amazing.
be like I can't. Oh my god. Okay. All right. This is gonna be a horrible idea. Dominic he's gonna see Koo going up the stairs with the goblin, and he's gonna kind of just turn and look at Koo and say, "Continue going," and Dominic's gonna let go of the door and just immediately kick it open.
Oh.
What?
I'm
What?
just gonna
Okay.
kick the door open and see what happens. Try to shove these things
Roll me an
down.
athletics check.
Yep. Hoping that I can knock one of them prone. Oof. It's a 10. I'm going to use my bardic inspiration.
Okay.
12.
You see, so you just let go, and as you let go, you now Spartan kick the door, and as you just kick the door open, you see it swing wide as one of the suits of armor is windmills both of its arms before falling backwards, and then the other one steps over it into the doorway. So
Okay.
you knock one prone, and then the other one kind of steps up and begins making its way through the door.
Okay. Cool. And that would have been my action, correct? Okay.
Yeah, we'll say that's your action. You still have your movement and your bonus. That was basically the shove action.
Yeah. Yep. Oh, God. Okay. I am going to just hold my ground. I got one of them down.
All right.
He's just going to stand back
All
there,
right.
so fuck it. I did what I could.
Oh
Holding the door
God.
was not going to keep
So
that.
good.
That wasn't gonna work well in my favor. So I didn't want to get pulled into the doorway. So I just used it to my advantage. All right, that's it. And I'm gonna tell
All
Koo to
right.
keep going.
That brings it to my little guy. My little guy.
What a
He's
guy.
gonna just keep flailing and just look at you, Bernie, and whip his arm at his side, and you see the rope now attached to the grappling hook starts to fly past you, and you see the end of it just fly over your shoulder, and as it stares at you, Bernie, I am going to need a deception check from you, as at first you feel this thing just looking into your soul again.
Okay. 13.
Okay, you once again steal your mind from whatever it is this creature is trying to do to you.
So
Easy.
good.
You hold its gaze, and it is able to not pierce your mind. And then you sense this creature's frustration as you defy it again and again and again, and now you yourself begin to feel slightly feverish and sick, and you feel your forehead start to get sweaty, and you start to feel your muscles ache. I need a Constitution saving throw.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Bernie, are you okay?
17.
Ooh, nice.
Nice.
You're a tough dwarf. You shake it off. It's gonna
I've
take
seen worse
more
than
than
this.
the
You've even
sniffles
soup worse than
to
that.
stop you. And you are fine. You steel yourself against that as well. Bernie, that's gonna bring it to your turn. Staris, you're on deck.
Okay, so is the grappling hook still in the hand, or did they release
The
themselves from it?
grappling hook has broken his wrist and like fused itself into his wrist, and it's actually like pinching his hand to his arm, and he's whipped the rope that it's attached to back around the pillar, and the end of it is now like making its way over your shoulder. If you want, you could reach out and try to grab it right now. Otherwise, it's gonna fall. The entire rope is gonna fall back into the pit at the end of your turn.
Yeah. I'm gonna reach out and try and touch Faith, or whatever that song
Okay,
is.
reach out and touch Faith.
Touch Faith. Touch
The
it.
rope is moving much faster now than it was when it was still whipping around Kitlin, so the DC has gone up.
Okay.
But roll me a sleight of hand check.
Okay, 12.
You reach out and you feel the rope brush against your fingertips as you try to grab a hold of it, and it goes out of your reach and plops into the pit below.
Cool.
Okay, was that my action, or was that just kind of like a...
No, that was the free action to see
Okay.
if your turn was really cool. That was just a normal turn.
Cool. Okay. So the rope is now down in the pit with the creature.
You can see the rope falling into the pit now. Yep. Out
Okay.
of your reach.
Okay, got it. I think at this point, so Bernie has like steeled herself and like gotten this creature out of her mind. She sees Staris run up, which is back up, and then she looks back at Kitland and sees he's being smart and going behind the pillar. And then she looks back again. She's just like kind of taking like it all in and trying to figure out like where she needs to go. And she looks back and she sees Ku and Domik, and hears Domik yell. And she looks to Kitland. You've got this. And then she turns to Staris. You've got this. And then she's
We've got
and then she's gonna run back down the hallway. If I can, am I able to shove past the goblin and Ku to get like behind Domik?
What's your move speed?
It is okay. So I was right there. Is that right? Yeah, I was
You're
right there.
Yep.
30 feet.
You would have to dash to get right here.
Shoot. Can I? Okay. Give me 2
You
seconds.
could get right here without dashing.
Okay, give me 2 seconds. Sorry. I just need to look at one thing. Speed. Okay. Can I? Okay, sorry. Technical question. If I use movement, and then I wild shape into a creature,
Mm-hmm.
the movement I have used, is that taken away from the creature's movement?
Yes, so if you move 30 feet and then wild shape
Yeah.
into a creature that has a move speed of 40 feet, you would have 10 feet left with your new form.
Okay, I gotcha. So, okay, 5, 10, 15, 20.
I think you're on the pillar though right now, aren't you? And
No, I'm
She's
not.
just around the corner of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
She's
you got
Okay.
right here. The
medallion.
pillar's right here.
I'm going to move. This
Yeah.
is crazy.
And
I'm
this
gonna
bridge has collapsed, so you're kind of like right on the ledge.
Okay. I'm going to move 5, 10, 15, 20.
Okay.
When Bernie gets to this point, and I think I saw the suits of armor before, right? Through the doorway? When she gets
I
to
believe
this
so, yes.
When she gets to this point, She thinks in her head as she's running, and she says, something small, something small. What used to crawl in the tree? What used to, and then she slowly, and like it's almost like a light closing in on itself, and her form shrinks down, and she turns into a spider.
Okay.
Into like a little golden, like jumping spider looking thing.
Oh, fun.
And then she's going to move 10 more feet. I think that's right.
Okay. How much move speed does the spider have?
On the wall, sorry, because I have so
cool.
the spider has 20 feet regularly and then climbing feet of 20.
Okay, so you wouldn't be able to move anymore.
Okay, so
once
I'd
you
be
turn
stuck
into a
there.
spider.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm just gonna stick there. And can I be on the wall when I transform?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, cool.
Absolutely. Like you kind of like leap into the air, like anamorph into a spider, like skitter to the wall. Or I imagine you kind of like put your hand on the wall as you're like running, and like as you morph, you kind of like morph towards your hands.
Cool.
Something
Okay.
like that. I'm gonna give you a little radius so you're a little easier to see.
Oh, I'm a spider.
I'm a spider.
spider.
There you go.
Okay, and I'm just gonna hang out on that wall right there. And
You're like a small spider, right?
Yeah, I'm a small spider. I am like a little spider.
Little spider
Little
guy.
spider guy.
Little guy. Okay.
Spider guy.
And you should be able to move that now.
Tiny spider guy.
Awesome. Okay, and then that is
It-
my. Do I have a bonus action? I don't think I do. I think that's my turn.
And Abigail, if you don't want it to like snap to like that specific spot in the square, you can I don't have an apple. It's alt for me, so whatever the apple equivalent is, and then you can move it to like a specific spot in the square.
Cool. Great.
If you want to play with it.
Cool.
Cool. All right. Spider Bernie. That is the end of Bernie's turn. Staris, that's you.
So fairy fire lasts for a minute. I just want to check in with
Okay,
that.
cool. I think this is like the third or fourth round, so you still have another 6 to go.
Perfection. All right then. Yeah. Let's try it again. And Saris shoots her bow.
Okay, roll me an attack with advantage. A 17 hits.
Fabulous.
Nice.
Fabulous. 2 piercing damage.
Doo. Hell yeah.
Again, just a glancing blow, but you do find purchase with the creature, which again just continues to rage and snarl in the same manner it has been for some time. It seems incredibly agitated with all of you, and a little hurt at this point.
Oh. Yeah.
Like
Fair.
emotionally?
Sounds like it.
Like physically.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
Like
bad.
grievously.
You had a tone.
It's depressed.
I had a little hurt.
Just clarification.
Uh, you don't know if it feels feelings,
Okay.
but if it did, those would probably be hurt too.
Well, he didn't do a very good job of communicating, so he really only has himself to
Right.
blame.
Yeah, it's his
He
own fault.
he
okay?
really did.
Yeah.
I think
Fair
Sarah's
enough.
gonna
That brings.
stay here, but then call out to Kitlin. Maybe you can do better, and gives him bardic inspiration.
Amazing.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
It's the best.
Hey Joe,
Okay.
I don't know if anybody else is experiencing Joe's skipping voice. Is that happening to anybody else?
I am
No.
not
My
hearing
skipping
Joe
voice?
at all.
I'm not talking.
I mean, okay, I just heard from other people. For some reason, people's voices
Zaman
are...
has been skipping, yeah. But I haven't been talking.
Oh, weird.
Have
And
I?
anyways, it's fine. It's fine.
Interesting.
Nope, you guys sounded good to me. My armors are going to attempt to bully Zaman some more.
Oh, no.
Bring it on, you son of
So
a bitch.
the first one will take its 2 attacks.
Bully, bully, bully,
Oh.
bully.
bully,
Oh
bully,
my
bully,
goodness.
bully. Rocking
Oh my
Does
everywhere.
a 16 hit?
Bully suit of armor.
Fuck. I'm gonna use my reaction. So no, it doesn't.
Nice.
Is that your last one? Or do you
I
get?
just
Don't you get like an obscene amount?
yeah. I thought reactions just redo it themselves every attack.
Is that not limited at
No,
all?
it's
That's
just
just like a reaction.
it's just a
oh,
reaction. Yeah.
Oh.
is that feat I gave you?
Yes, that is the feat you gave me. Yes.
That's amazing.
Yeah. Oh, right. You just don't get your opportunity attack. That's
Yeah,
right.
I just
Okay.
don't get my opportunity.
Cool.
It's a reaction. Yeah.
So that one misses.
That's
The
so
other
cool.
one gets up and kind of bullies his way to the door to swing at you as well. All right, here we go.
Oh,
The
no.
low roll was a 19.
Oh.
Oh.
All right, yeah, they both hit.
Okay. You're starting to feel the exhaustion we're in, Dominic, taking on both of these unrelenting creatures pretty much single-handedly, and you're starting to slip, and you just feel the cold steel gauntlet fist connect with the side of your jaw, and a follow-up attack with like the knee into your ribs. You're gonna take, oh my god, Drake, come here.
Oh, did he just fucking roll? God damn it. All right, well.
Drake, please come here.
No.
I need a witness.
No. Is it a 1 or is it the max? I don't know.
I rolled 2d6s. I got a 6 on both of them.
Fuck,
No.
For a total of 16 damage.
Oh,
Jesus Christ.
Dominic,
Holy.
as they both connect.
Good God. All right.
How you looking, bud?
Who just sees Dominic get wrecked in the face and then the stomach, and he just vomits blood.
Oh,
Yes.
Oh.
Takes a few steps backwards as Dominic just boom, boom, just like 1-2, and these 2 hits have him like staggering.
He is reeling from these blows right now.
Oh, God.
Who
Oh, no.
you're sitting there, Dominic looks like he's barely hanging on. The goblin right next to you just
Oh, my gosh.
what are you doing?
Oh. If I move out, am I provoking an attack from this gentleman?
You might.
Okay.
You're unsure.
Yep.
They seemed
Alright.
pretty focused on Dominic. And
Let's. Yeah. Let me pick the goblin up. Dominic, get behind me.
okay.
And I would like to move. I'll pick the goblin up. 5, 10, 15, 20, and can I put the goblin right here?
Where do you want to put him?
Right behind me on the top of the stairs. Yep.
You kind of set him down on the grounds a little harder than you mean to. And his eyes kind of open and blink, and as he looks around a little bit.
We're here to rescue
anything else?
you.
Let's see. Roll me a persuasion check.
Yeah, let's do it. Perfect.
Damn.
Nice.
Rescuing, I'm good right here. And he kind of
Yeah.
rolls back over, and you see his eyes start to close, and he's starting to fall back asleep.
All right, that's fine too. All right, and yeah, I'm just gonna hold at the top of the stairs.
Okay. That'll bring it to the goblin's turn. He is now fully asleep as you hear him start to lightly snore. Back at the top of the round, Kitland.
All right, I'm gonna go 5, 10. Pull out the short bow. I am going to use sharpshooter,
Okay.
and I've got bardic inspiration and advantage.
Okay. Okay. I like your odds.
Oh,
True.
Nice.
Hey.
Okay, so I don't think I need bardic on this because it's 15, and we already got a 15 on him, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Caitlin, would you like to use your bardic inspiration?
Not. I can use it on my other ones, right? So I can use it on anything, even like favorite
You
foe.
got
right?
it. You've got it for 10 minutes. You
But is
can't
it-
no, only on a D20 roll, I believe, right?
yeah, I think that's correct.
It's only on like skill checks, saving throws, or attack rolls. You can't add it to like damage. Or do you have a feature that allows people to do that, Cyrus?
Ability check, attack roll, saving throw. That's it. I can get some.
Okay.
If you have one, you can get some bonus healing if we short rest. But that's it.
Cool.
All right, but we're pretty
Got it.
sure it was 15. We're gonna.
Yes.
Okay.
Correct, sir. Aye, Captain.
All right. I'm gonna not use it.
A 15 hits. Roll your damage
Ooh.
and add 10.
Okay.
Ooh, add that big 10, baby.
Okay. Plus favorite foe.
Nice.
All right.
Plus
So
the 10.
18 total.
18 points of damage. Boom, boom, boom.
Yeah.
Sharpshooter is so broken.
The arrow
So good. So good.
sticks right into its chest, and it stops screaming. It stops its weird howling and flailing, and just kind of stumbles backwards a few steps and looks back up at Staris and back at you, Kitlin, and back at Staris. Gasping for breath. It's still standing, but it seems very, very, very hurt.
Hmm.
Okay. I'm moving back to here, behind the pillar.
But like
Okay.
emotionally.
Yeah. But,
As-
like-
Is that the end of your turn,
Yeah.
Dominic?
Yeah.
As
I haven't done my
as
turn.
Dominic. Oh, I'm sorry. That's the end of Kitlin's turn. Dominic, it is now your turn.
It is
Dominic,
my
you
turn.
just got rocked.
Dude, I got
Dominic is
super rocked. And
Bernie, you
Dominic
saw
is
this
just-
too with all your 8 little spider eyes. You saw Dominic just take these 2 really steely hits as these creatures are now kind of advancing into the hallway.
Dominic is just kind of wobbly on his feet. He's seeing quadruple after that punch to the face. And he just kind of slowly touches his mouth and just pulls back and just sees blood all over his hand. He's just thinking to himself and he's just looking around. He's like, "Steel yourself? Who said behind him?" And I'm going to kind of look up and see Ku up the stairs. Don't think I can take another hit like that. And he's just gonna kind of touch his chest, and he's like, "Well, this is as good a time as any." And he's gonna clench his fist and kind of gather energy around his fist, and I'm gonna cast Misty Step. For the first time.
Oh.
Hell yeah.
So Dominic conjures up a
Amazing.
bunch of silvery
Hell
mist around
yeah.
his fist, and he's gonna just kind of slam his fist down to the ground. He's just gonna disappear, and I'm gonna show up here behind
Hell yeah.
the goblin. And just in an instant, all you see is him just kind of standing at the bottom of the stairs, red silvery mist. He slams his fist on the ground and he's gone. And then just kind of like, that was terrible.
And he don't look good.
No, he's just swaying on his feet still right now.
Amazing.
And I am now back at the top of...
Kitlin, what is your passive perception?
12.
When Dominic appears right next to you at the top of the stairs, the air around you has like a rusty kind of smell to it briefly.
Urgh.
All right, Dominic, didn't mean to cut you off.
All good. Dominic's just going to kind of, I guess, take his bonus action to check on the goblin to make sure everything is good with them. And
it seems asleep and like kind of unaware of its surroundings, but it otherwise seems healthy and breathing.
Okay. And then I don't have anything else in my bag, and I guess he's just gonna take stock of what's happening around him. He's
Dominic, roll
next to
me
him.
a insight check.
Insight. All right. Not great. Here we go. 13.
As you're taking in everything around you and taking in this goblin before you and making sure he's okay and you know, checking out your friends and you know, feeling the pain from your own wounds, you remember when you first opened the door, you know, right before you spoke and all this chaos erupted and happened. You remember the way the goblin looked at you. And you remember the way he under like the mask of his mouth, almost like he was trying to tell you something. And that's going to be your bonus action. Anything else, Dominic?
No, that would be it, because I used my action to cast Misty Step and bonus action to check on him. So,
or bonus action to cast Misty Step, I guess.
yes,
right?
Sorry,
So
bonus action would have been to
Cool.
cast Misty Step.
Okay, cool. So yeah, we'll say that taking in of your surroundings was your action for the turn.
Sounds good. I'm
Cool.
good with that.
Brings us to my little guy.
Hey, little guy.
Gareth, you see this creature gasping for its last breath, and it like stumbles back, and it watches as Kitlin kind of retreats away from the ledge, and it slowly turns and looks at you. Its mouth kind of slowly opening and closing, gasping for the last few remaining breaths it won't get.
Be still.
Even as you offer it peace, you feel its gaze upon you. Feel it looking through you and into you. Roll me a deception check.
$11.
The light in its eye is fading, and its effect doesn't feel as powerful. You brace yourself for something else, and you see the monster just kind of turn away from you and begin to walk
Oh.
and kind of lay down on the ground near whatever that corpse was you saw it hovering over before, and just kind of lay down.
Ooh.
Bernie, that's gonna bring it to your turn, and I have to pee so bad I'll be right back.
Cool.
All good.
Oh man.
Spider Girl.
Spider
Spider. I'm just like
Spider Girl does.
Are you gonna crawl inside and use him as an automaton?
Please
There we
don't.
go.
Please
Hell
don't.
yeah.
This is gonna be that one time that it gets pinched. She takes her hit points and then she explodes out of it, and it's gonna be weird. And you know what?
And great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Bernie's dead.
You get a new suit of armor. So that's
Hell
not
yeah.
bad.
Crawl
Oh
inside
my
as a
God.
spider, turn into a bear.
Yeah. Oh
There you
yeah.
go.
Perfect.
Y'all stop stealing my thunder. God. I'm so excited.
Yeah, you're right.
I want to have my own
No, I
like
don't have
kaiju
my-
battle over
Yeah.
here.
Yeah. Correct. Yeah. Everything's like super big to you right now too.
Right. Oh no.
I'm starting to think that our big boy was nice after all.
I don't know.
I don't think
I
so.
don't know. He's
Someone
hard to
definitely
like.
hurt him.
I know.
I mean,
Someone definitely hurt him.
but he didn't attack me
Oh.
when I gave him a chance, you know.
You did give him a
Mhm.
chance.
Absolutely.
Oh, all right, Bernie, it's your turn.
Okay. Here's what I want to do.
Bernie Spider.
We had a little
Bernie Spider.
conversation while you were gone, and everybody's figured out my plan.
No, none of what we said. You're gonna do something completely different.
Yeah, I think little spider Bernie, this little golden jumping spider, is watching Dominic just get beat up on and is super stressed about it, and then sees Dominic disappear, and there's a little like sigh, like a from the spider, and then I'm gonna move 5, 10 on the wall.
Okay.
I want to move to the other side of this wall, if possible, for 15. And then my goal is to get on one of these suits of armor.
Roll me a stealth check.
So dangerous.
Stealth check. Okay. I get a +4 to that. So I'm going to use a d20. Oh my God, it was so close to a natural 20. Why does it keep doing this to me? That's a 6. That's a 6.
Close is in hand grenades and horseshoes. That's it.
That is a 6.
Yeah.
You crawl into the room and onto the wall, and you see these two, just animated suits of armor making their way through the room, and you latch, leap from the wall onto one of the, pauldrons, onto one of the shoulders of one of these suits of armors, and as you get on the shoulder, you immediately see the helmet just turn and look down at you.
Okay. It's looking at me?
Yes, the one
I
you
want-
jumped on is very aware that you are on it.
I want to jump into the helmet.
Yay.
I want to jump inside of the
okay.
helmet.
What's your move speed for Spider?
It's 20.
It's 20 feet. Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah, you begin to crawl inside the helmet of this animated armor.
Okay. I would like to get inside, and then I would like to crawl to the, if I can move around inside, I want to crawl to the chest of the armor. Like the top chest of the armor.
Okay. Just tell me everything you want to do.
Great. Okay. I want to jump into the face of the armor. I want to crawl down into the front chest, but high up in the front chest, and then I want to unwild shape.
Jesus
Inside of the
Christ.
suit of armor.
I thought we were joking. This is awesome.
No, that was
But
actually my
actually-
plan the whole time.
That's amazing.
Look, I said automaton. I did not call your radio.
I love that we called it before she even said it. That's amazing.
Bernie,
that's my goal.
cool as shit. You 100% do that.
Hell
Yeah!
yeah.
You crawl inside the armor and immediately end your wild shape. And you feel a force like you've never felt before blast you and the armor both to opposite ends of the room as you kind of break the laws of magic by having two objects exist in the same place at the same time.
That's so
And much
good.
like if a ghost were to end its turn in its corporeal form through someone, you both just explode out of each other. You see the suit of armor just slams into the wall. Bernie just slams into the other wall. You both are going to take 1d10 force damage.
Okay.
Ooh.
Okay.
7 points of damage.
Oh my
Okay.
god.
And you are knocked prone.
Uh-oh.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
So we'll say the armor got knocked here. And this is actually the same one that I think has been damaged this whole time. And
Correct.
Bernie, you get knocked over here.
Okay.
So how much HP did the spider have?
Oh, like 2. 1 hit point.
2. Okay, so spider's gone. Before back to your normal form, you take 9 points of damage as Bernie.
Okay. 9 points of damage as Bernie.
Yes, because the spider
Okay.
absorbed one of it.
Perfect. Okay. Perfect. Got it. So I still had temporary hit points. So I'm taking it out of that.
Perfect. Cool. That works.
Okay.
And that's what happens as you unwild shade within this suit of armor. Just this magical force just blows you apart and slams you both into the back of the room.
No,
The animated armor is
so
also
good.
prone.
It is so
Cool,
good.
cool, cool,
I love
cool.
everything about that. Good job,
Okay.
Abby. That
Cool.
was awesome.
That'll. I think that's gonna end your turn because that kind of stunned
that's
you.
right.
And
Oh my god.
Oh shit.
Staris, that's your turn.
Okay. I think Star is seeing Dominic just appear, like so bloodied. Will immediately just say, "Be healed," and cast Healing Word.
Nice.
Thank God.
Nice.
Thank God.
It's like, oh god.
No.
I was down to 4 hit points. That
Oh.
rocked me.
Woo!
Shit.
So that
Max
was her.
damage, bro.
Yeah, dude, that rocked me.
Yikes. Bonus action. That was her bonus action. And
Okay, you still have your
then,
action and your move.
seeing that this monster guy, your little dude, has retreated, I think she's just gonna kind of leave it be. And sing.
Nice. Cool.
And sing? Is that what the last thing you said?
And scene.
And say, what was that?
Oh, and sing.
And scene.
I didn't hear what the last thing you said was.
Oh. Be well and leave us be, and we will let you heal and grow. Goodbye.
Oh,
so cute.
That's so sweet.
Staris, roll me a performance check.
You got it, boss. 21.
Wow.
Ooh.
As you step forward, the creature's looking up at you, and you can feel its presence. Like it's still trying to penetrate. Like it's still trying to see into your mind and into your thoughts. And as you sing to it, you feel that weaken even more and even more. And you actually see the giant eye kind of in the darkness below the bridge close and shut as you finish your song.
Aww.
And you no longer feel its presence trying to look into you.
Aww.
Aw, Daisy just wagged her tail too.
That is gonna bring it to. Oh, I'm sorry. Anything else, Source?
Move here, and that's it.
Okay, it's gonna bring it to the armor's turn. This one is gonna go 5, 10, 15, and see Ku, and just lift both of its fists up into the air and bring them crashing down on the tiny
Oh
poor
gosh.
little gnome.
Oh, shit.
No, we're good.
Be nimble. Be quick.
Oh, we're good.
No, we're good.
Jump over that candlestick.
Ku, I'm assuming a 10 misses you, right?
It does.
Oh my
Yay!
god.
But a 17 will not miss.
Oh no.
No, that one's gonna connect. I'm gonna feel that one.
You are going to take 5 points of bludgeoning damage.
Cool. How?
Bernie, you're kind of like sitting up against the wall after just being rocked by whatever insane thing it was you just tried to do, and you kind of like look to your left and you see the armor stand up and turn and walk right towards you, lift both of its fists up in the air and bring them crashing down on top of you. You are prone, so these attacks will be with advantage.
Yep.
Roll so bad.
See, this is what I mean. Like at first, I was like, "Oh, this is such a silly little fight," and now I'm like, "Oh, I'm terrified." All right. The first one was a 14 to hit.
That misses. I have an AC of 15.
Woof.
Well,
Ooh.
with advantage, y'all. I rolled a 4 and a 10, and then a 4 and a 7.
Oh my
Damn.
god!
Hell
Yes.
yeah, let's go.
Yes.
As this thing goes to bring its fist down on you, Bernie, you like just roll out of the way as the fist just like destroy the ground where you were just sitting, and you kind of like start to crawl under the bed before you can get up. That's the end of my freaking armor's turn.
Wow.
Ku, you are up.
Let's.
Keep it down.
Yeah, Coop pulls out his book as he thumbs through, and he produces 3 daggers from the pages within, and casts magic missile and tries to blow this suit of armor away. I am
Oh yeah.
use my replace my awakened spellbook feature, and as the weave kind of swirls daggers, little cracks of electricity begin to form, and instead of the magic missile that I'm about to cast, instead of force damage, lightning damage. And
Nice.
Okay, cool. You broke up a little bit for me, but I think I got it. You're casting Magic Missile, but because of your way of doing it, they're crackling with electrical lightning damage instead of force damage?
correct.
Awesome. Roll that damage.
Hell yeah.
So cool.
Oh, that sweet damage.
Roll that
that's
beautiful game
bad.
footage.
All right.
Oh, there's a 4.
8 damage all day.
Woohoo.
All right.
Okay. Yeah, you see these lightning, like, daggers made of just pure lightning, literally form as, Ku pulls out his book and begins incanting the spell, and just immediately sink into the chest of this armor and kind of make it stumble back a little bit, and you can see, the scarring on the breastplate where they connected. Anything else, Ku?
That is going to be the turn.
Right.
Hell yeah.
It's going to bring us to the goblin who puts his thumb in his mouth. Kitlin, back to the top of the round.
All right. So this one-eyed monster.
Mm-hmm.
Is he dead? Am I seeing? Did I see him die, or if I'm only looking at him?
You stepped away from the ledge, so I think you could see the purple glow move to the other side of the cave, or the sorry, not the cave, the pit, the crevice.
Sure.
And you roll me a perception check.
5.
You can no longer see the purple glow. And you would know that if a creature with fairy fire died, it would no longer emit the glow because it would no longer be a creature. It would become a corpse, and a corpse is an object.
Gotcha.
Oh, that's cool.
Technically, still
Um,
objects.
And can I move into the same space as an enemy, or not a friend? Is there any way I can get in this
What?
lineup? Can I move into the same space as the goblin, or is that
You could move into it, but you couldn't end your turn there.
okay? I will move here. I will see the armor for the first time, and I'm gonna pull out my short bow and try to help the cause here.
Cool.
And
Straddling the sleeping goblin, who you can just hear him kind of muttering under his breath, and like sound of him like sucking his thumb.
and I don't even really need to ask Ku to duck because it's a giant suit of armor on a staircase where he's going down away from me. I'm gonna use a sharpshooter.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm gonna add my bardic inspiration.
Nice.
Woo woo.
Yep.
Oh my god.
Oh, no.
Hey,
That's-
it's one more. It's fine.
That's 12 minus 5. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, a 7 misses. The arrow actually it hits the chest, but just like breaks. When
Damn.
you hit him, just not quite a strong enough shot to do any damage. And this is a miss.
Okay. Move back to. So that was
Mhm.
5, and then 5, 10. So then.
We'll say the goblin space technically counted as difficult terrain.
Sure.
It would have been like 5, 10 to move in, 5, 10 to move out.
Okay. So then I've got 5 more feet. I'll move 5 more feet this way.
Cool.
We're being so respectful of this goblin.
That will bring it to Domic's turn.
Dominic is still just reeling from that hit. He's a little bit better, worse for wear now that Stars has helped a little bit. I'm gonna use. Can I use my belt? Actually, I'm gonna use my action to kind of wake the goblin up. Just kind of smack him in the face a little bit. Like, hey, wake up! And use the help action.
He's already kind of been in and out in consciousness. It's easy enough to do. And you grab him and you kind of shake him, and he kind of comes to a little bit. He's like, wait, what's going on? I was with the armor. Who are you?
Yeah, we don't have time for that. I saved you. We're still dealing with the armor. You either need to help or get out of the way.
And he barks out this ridiculous word, Illifarn. Everybody who's trained in history may roll me a history check. But as soon as the goblin says this word, Illifarn, the animated armor powers down and becomes just an ordinary suit.
Oh
of
my
armor.
god!
Get the fuck out.
Oh my god. That's hilarious.
I'm just staring at this goblin. And you have no idea, like, the thoughts that are going through Dominic's head right now.
Close one.
And I'm just gonna grab the goblin from both sides of his head, just hold him steady. And I'm gonna go, I could kiss you right now, and I really just want to snap your neck. I don't know what I want to do, so I'm just gonna let you go, and I'm gonna step away. Because I'm just like, I'm bleeding from the mouth still. And I'm just like, okay. And I'm just gonna turn and just walk away.
Thanks for letting me go! The snapping the neck option sounded pretty bad. The kissing option sounded worse.
Yeah, it was.
What did everybody roll in their history check? Just out of curiosity. Did anyone roll one?
What do you mean by if we are trained in history?
I don't have proficiency in
Yeah.
that.
So if you're proficient in history, you may
Okay.
roll a history check.
Because I do have advantage due to Hunter's Bane to recall lore about historical events, people, nations, and cultures.
Oh,
Got
I
it.
am intelligent.
Yes.
Yeah,
I have proficiency.
I do too, actually. Oh, nat 20. Let's go.
Oh yeah.
Does half
Okay.
count?
I was gonna say, yeah. Bernie, Dominic, and Staris could all roll me history checks because I think you're all proficient in it. Oh my god.
Where were these natural 20s before?
That's amazing.
Oh my god. I rolled a 9.
Bernie and Stars
As
like
soon-
make eye
We know
contact.
so much, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely. You see the recognition in each other's eyes when the goblin says Illitharn. Illitharn was the name of that the elves had given this region centuries ago.
Whoa.
When like the landscape was much different than it is today. So Illitharn is like an old elvish name for these lands. So that code actually kind of sets off a few things in your minds. With the nat 20, not only do you recognize like what the word is and what it means, you also get the sense that like these animated suits of armor, they're controlled by this pass key, this word Illitharn. That's a word not a lot of people know. So these objects are probably either really expensive to have enchanted and work like this, and B, in control of someone who is above average intelligence to be using a passcode like that, right? Because it's not a passcode like safety or friend, right? It's something that's very specific to the region you're currently in, and a word that not a lot of people know. It's a scholarly kind of word. So that's what you guys get with your nat 20. Dominic, you've never heard this name before in your life.
Nope.
Hearing that word, but being sort of like consumed with Pamela and this one-eyed creature, I've kind of snapped out. And in my background, I'm an archaeologist and I have historical knowledge. So whenever I enter a ruin or a dungeon, I can correctly ascertain its original purpose and determine its builders, whether those were dwarves, elves, humans, Yuan-Tai, or any other known race. And in addition, I can also determine the monetary value of any art object more than a century old.
Cool. Very cool.
Sid.
You would need to see more of this dungeon to ascertain that information, but you could absolutely figure that out. Based on what you already know, you have a good guess that this larger cavern connects in some way to the basement that Bernie first noticed when you were observing the rubble of Tressender Manor outside. You also can pretty safely assume that based on the name Tressender, that's a human name, and it's more than likely that this cavern was not dug out by humans. However, kind of looking in the room where the armor came out of and the way some of the stone is done in there, you do see elements of human architecture. So you're getting blends of multiple races that probably worked together to create this space beneath the old Tressender Manor.
Awesome.
Oh.
All right. Well, Dominic, are you doing all right?
And Dominic's going to turn to you, and he's just still bleeding from the mouth. And I go, nope.
Well, we might need to take a bit of a rest, but just a point of order.
yeah.
I've got to go get me a grappling hook from down there.
Good.
So, are we fully out of combat?
You are fully out of combat right now.
Okay, I would like
Hey,
to.
this guy doesn't look so good.
I know. I'll be just 1 minute. I'm gonna tie my or like loop my 50 foot of rope around this pillar and attempt to rappel down into the cavern.
Easy enough to do. I think with someone specifically with your experience, yeah, you're able to do that, and maybe takes you about 5 or 10 minutes. Not 10 minutes, maybe like 5-6 minutes. You're pretty trained and quick at this, and you all actually kind of observe Kitland kind of maneuvering this rope with some efficiency and skill, and yeah, after a few moments, the rope's ready to go. You give it a tug, and you're easily able to rappel down into the pit.
To which then I will go over to your boy and
As you approach the monster, Kitland, you can see the throw of the grappling hook where Bernie hit this creature right in the hand and how it kind of broke its wrist and just latched itself in there. It's a gnarly a way that this thing has transfixed to the creature. So it's not going to come off easily. In addition,
I'll just short sword chop its arm off.
Well, as you get closer, you realize that the creature is still breathing.
No
You
shit.
see that it's laying atop this long since dead corpse. It's basically just a skeleton with some rotting pieces of armor on it. You can see that the creature is kind of nestled on top of it, and its breathing is very raspy and very slow. There's long breaks between each breath. It's unlikely this creature will survive, but crazier things had happened in this world. You could easily kill this creature and try to get your stuff back, or you could leave it be. The choice is yours.
Well, first I'll speak in Undercommon. You alright?
It's slow to move. It's slow to move at first, and you see its eye, one large eye, slowly start to wink open. And it just kind of stares at you. All right. It repeats. And you see it pull the arrow you shot into its neck out of it and toss it at your feet, and blood starts to pour down his neck. All right.
Well, this guy has been not great to me, and I need to test some shit. So I'm gonna pull out my tinderbox, and I'm gonna light the grease arrow that is still stuck in it.
Do you have a torch or something
I just have a
in your
tinderbox.
inventory? Just a tinderbox?
Yeah,
gonna be-
and I have a torch. I have a torch too. Yeah.
Okay.
That's all you hear down
You're
there.
able to light a torch, And you kind of like hold it up to the creature, and it just stares at you, unblinking, and just push your torch into the arrow, and you see the arrow just ignite immediately and engulf this creature in flames. And you see the eye just continuing to stare at you as the entire creature is engulfed in flames. It doesn't make a sound, it doesn't move. And then eventually the eye closes and the thing just turns to ash before you.
What? So good.
Uh,
I'm sorry, brother. I wish we could have communicated better.
I told it we'd leave it alone.
Hitlands,
Yeah, Staris just
When
witnessed that
you-
whole thing.
after the creature dies, after a moment, you stand there and you look back down at the corpse and you see something you didn't see before. A blade. The metal that the blade is made of shimmers and it catches your eye. The alloy this is made from seems unique to you. You don't recognize it. Not right away.
Okay, in that case, being an archaeologist, well, I don't fully trust this, but I should show it to the group. I'm gonna take my hat off, my little stocking cap, and pick it up by the hilt,
Okay.
but like with a gloved hand using my hat.
what's under your hat?
Sure.
A bald head.
Super bald.
Okay,
But
just
like there's hair on the sides, like just above the ear, you know, and like down like on the lower part of the neck.
He takes
But
his hat.
nowhere
Oh,
else.
no.
As soon as he takes
He's
his
got,
hat
like-
off, you see that little shine in the dark, just randomly.
Glint. Ding.
He's got like one little curly cue.
Yeah.
On top.
the three hair comb over.
And then, yeah, I guess I'll grab the grappling hook. Is that easy enough to pull out now that it's a torched body?
The creature is mostly immolated, so you're able to kind of pry it free. It does take like a moment to wriggle loose, like the bones got jammed in there, kind of weird. But after a minute, you are able to free your grappling hook and get it back.
Okay.
And you also have this mysterious blade as well.
Yeah. Without...
As you pull it from the corpse, you can see now that it appears to be a rapier. Kind of similar to the blade that Dominic uses, but this one, you notice two things right away. Being an archaeologist, one, it was very old. It has, it's still in decent shape, like it's still usable. And so the other thing you notice is that it was very, very well made. And as you, continue to look at it, you see that sheen, that glimmer in the blade that catches your eye. That's off-putting and unique and strange.
Yeah. Yeah, I still don't really want to touch it, so
Sure, absolutely.
yeah, can I just attach it somehow and to my belt or something, or to my backpack?
You can
Without-
safely store it in a manner that makes you feel like you're not exposing yourself to any nefarious magics, and scale back up with the rope that you've left from the
Perfect.
pillar.
Yeah. So I'll just come back up and Dominic, I found something down there. It's maybe you might know more of it. I'm a bit afraid to touch it. And I'll same thing, just with the hat. I'll lay it out for everybody to see
Oh,
on the ground.
it is a
And
beautiful
you guys
blade.
can all see,
I think at this point too, Bernie's kind of like come up the steps to join everybody.
Yeah, I think also through all of that, Staris would have just like stared at the goblin and been like, "How did you do that?" asking
Yeah.
about Ilfarn.
Yeah.
Yeah, this goblin is
You what?
intriguing.
Oh, the code word?
Yes.
Well, I heard the wizard use it. That's how he controls the armor. And he used it to beat the crap out of me more than a couple of times. That's why he had me gagged, so I couldn't say it. You
That's
know?
terrible.
Turn him off. But yeah, it sucked.
Why are you here, friend?
That's a great question. That's a fantastic question. If you see the wizard, you should ask him.
Did
I was minding my own business out in the woods, and these weird walking suits of metal just grabbed me out of nowhere. I get brought here against my will. I'm playing 21 questions with this guy. I don't know what he wants. I'm just a little goblin. I'm just a little guy, you know?
did he use Ilfarn to control anything else?
Uh, Beats me. The only thing I ever saw him use it on were these things, though.
What's your name?
Um, people call me Droop, so I guess that's my name.
Droop. Are you from the goblin camp not too far from here? Are you a local?
Well, there's a couple of different goblin camps, I guess, not too far from here, but um, we're wanderers. We wander, nomads.
All right, how about this? Does the name Yemek mean anything to you?
Who's it? What's it?
Then I guess
I
not.
guess not.
Never mind.
Anemic?
Yemek. Yes, Yemek, Yemek, Yemek.
Yemek. He's with Claw's guys, right? Yemek?
Well-
Bad group.
Okay, well, in that case, he's now the leader of that group, so yeah, there you go.
What happened to Claw?
We killed him.
Oh, good. You guys do that a lot? You kill goblins? Just asking for a friend.
Well, technically, Claw wasn't a goblin.
The bugbears are technically a type of goblin if you want to get down to the etymology of things, but he wasn't like what most people think of when they think of a traditional goblin, like yours truly. But
True, that's correct. Yes, you're right, Drew. No, we don't kill them commonly unless they attack us first, which Claw did. And if you know Yemek and Claw, you know that they attacked unprovoked.
it sounds like them.
Yep. So we just defended ourselves, right, guys?
Aye.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Cool. Look, no love lost. All right, fuck Law. Good for Yemek, I guess. He got a promotion. Ugh.
Well, it seems like that's probably not a great for us, but it is what it is.
I'd stay out of his way. Just
Have you been to other parts of this dungeon? Could you tell us what we're about to get into?
I know the room they kept me in. I know the way I was brought in. Roll me an insight check.
Nice.
Nice.
He knows some things. But really, I was mostly a prisoner. They kept me locked up. I don't know. I think you guys seem really great. Thank you so much for the rescue. I'm gonna go if that's cool.
Wait, what goblin group are you with?
We call ourselves the Scrap Tops.
The Scrap Tops.
Yeah, actually, I'll be right back. and he kind of like wriggles away from you and past you, Ku. Ku, you can try to grab him if you'd like. Otherwise, he is going to scurry past you and try
No.
to
Hold
dart down the
hold on,
stairs
friend. Yep.
and into this room.
God damn it!
Where
He's
is
in with those fucking
cover?
armors again.
And you just hear like the sound of things like getting like tossed and thrown and like chucked around the room.
What are you
In here
looking for,
somewhere. I
friend?
know it's been over here. And he like scurries over to this side of the room and like you have to duck as you walk in because like a small like cup gets like thrown across the room. And he scurries like under a bed and reaches like between the mattress and pulls out a small knapsack. It's like, oh, here it is. And you see he kind of like reaches in and pulls out like a few, like starts like rummaging through his things. And as he pulls his hand out, Ku, you see he has this small, it looks like a beetle, like a small beetle, but it's made entirely of like scrap trash metal pieces, like things that would easily be discarded, like bent nails or a bent spring or just all these like random odds and ends. And you see he like reaches back into his bag and he pulls out this small key and sticks it into a hole and like winds the key up and then lets it go. And you see these like clockwork wings spread open on the back of this beetle as it kind of like flies around the room a little bit. And this goblin holds his hands open, and the beetle just flutters around the room a little bit and like lands back in his hands, and then goes completely motionless. Scrap tops! And we build stupid shit!
Oh,
Stupid shit.
I think this is wonderful. Kitland!
Oh,
Yeah. I'll come down.
Somebody's tinkering like you.
Go on. All right. I'll just come in the room and have a look.
and you see he's kind of this goblin Droop is like reaching back into his bag and pulling out a few other like various tools and trinkets to show you guys as you all kind of huddle in this small room. Kitlin, you still have the blade kind of wrapped up in your hat with you, sitting next to you, as Drew, kind of shows you all of his small little machines. Um, and that is, I think, where we're going to go ahead and end tonight's session.
Cool.
So,
I was gonna
yeah, it's
try.
getting kind of late.
I was gonna try to cast Identify on the blade, so I do want to do that at the beginning of the
Okay,
session.
cool. Let's do that really quick. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, no, I would have
Absolutely.
cast Identified
So,
on there.
is
So
that
you
like
see-
a
you
ritual
see
spell?
Dominic? Yeah, you see. Yeah, it's a. Yeah, it's from my Fey Touched background. So I get to.
Oh, cool. Awesome.
Yeah, both
So
identifying.
you can cast it without like a component, right?
Correct. Yeah, I could just cast it.
Yeah, we'll just say
Nice.
too, Sean,
Lucky.
if you're okay with it, because I left it up on the ground next to Dominic. I don't need to have it on me, or that's why I set it down
Oh,
there.
perfect.
If you just want to leave it on the ground next to Dominic.
Yeah, so I wouldn't have
Yeah.
followed them. I would have been casting Identify on the blade.
I like that. Cool. So yeah, you take some time to kind of look at this blade as everybody else follows, or followed rather, Droop into the room, and you take some time to cast the spell. And how do you cast this spell? What does that look like for Dominic?
So Dominic kind of puts his hands together in like a praying motion, and but it's not praying. It's more of like a forcing his hands together, and you can see the red swirling kind of mist going around his hands, and he pulls them apart and kind of just pushes the energy out of his hands over the blade, and you can see like a red mist coming from his hands, enveloping the item, and then kind of coming back into his hands and giving him the information.
The mist envelops the item. You see where like the like dust and like a little bit of the like mildew and rust begins to kind of eat away as it just briefly kind of cleans the blade and shakes it of the time that has just withered it for so long.
That's cool.
And as this information is absorbed by you and this blade kind of lays before you, looking just a little bit newer, you can now a little bit more clearly see some of the details. You can see that it has the name Talon inscribed in the hilt in common, and that the hilt itself seems to be worked into the shape of like a bird of prey with outstretched wings. As you make this connection with the blade, you see visions of its old wielder, its old owner. This human wearing, black armor embellished with a large black hawk, defending his home against these invading orc and goblin and human marauders, slaying them with this rapier. As with each thrust, he takes another life and another life, just moving quickly and slashing. The blade itself, like cutting through some of the like cheaper materials that the goblins' armors and weapons are made from, and just like moving almost like a blur against these hordes, before eventually being cut down. This sword belonged to the owner of this manor
What?
before it was destroyed.
Holy shit.
And
Okay.
the blade itself is made from something even your identify spell doesn't recognize.
Whoa. Okay.
The blade is old, so it does not have the power it once had when its previous owner wielded it. But, Dominic, you can add a +1 rapier to your inventory.
Holy
Oh,
Nice.
shit. Okay.
Powerful.
sick.
And I think that is a much better spot to end tonight's
So good.
episode. Fuck yeah, cool, y'all made it to the next room.
Yeah, we made it into one room.
We did it.
Yeah, so you asked me, Abigail, if this is how I thought it would go. Like, I never know if my dungeons are too easy or too hard, and I'm like constantly worried that they're both and or neither.
Oh, I love this one. It was really fun.
This was fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, this was
Yep.
a blast. I like
Like
how
having a-
everybody
yeah.
is anybody hurt at this point other than me? I think it's just me.
Yeah.
I
I
got
got
pretty
I
hurt.
hit once,
I
but I
got
had
hit.
temporary hit points. So
I got hit.
Caitlin got,
I
yeah,
got
Caitlin
down. I got
hit
knocked
pretty
down
hard.
to 4 hit points. Jesus.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oof.
Yeah, that was rough.
It's okay. We'll good berry real good
Well,
next time.
Good.
yeah.
You're gonna be so bloated after like
Oh yeah.
2
I'm
good
just gonna
berries.
be eating all
Your
the good
stuff.
berries.
Too many
Yeah.
berries.
Oh shit.
Dominic,
Hell
I'm
yeah.
gonna keep just, bringing you weapons after every battle.
Yeah.
The great
Every,
axe, and now
I
that.
believe every.
There
Dominic.
I believe every long rest I can cast Identify. Full free.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
Once per long rest.
That doesn't suck. That's
No.
pretty. I mean, you really only
Yeah.
need identify like once a day.
Once, yeah, correct.
Yeah.
So yeah, I can
Unless you
cast
just like,
Identify.
fight a
Misty
dragon
Step.
and get like 16 things at once.
Yeah, correct. A dragon horde or something like that. Yeah, Misty Step
Yeah,
came in
yeah.
clutch. I hadn't used Misty Step yet, so that came in clutch for sure.
Definitely gonna be
Wow.
struggling for that beetle next session.
My beetle.
Yep.
My beetle.
He's gonna be okay. So
Yeah.
that means Joe's gonna plan on doing drone strikes with his beetles, and this is how we're gonna go.
You're gonna
Modern
Wait,
warfare.
wait. They're Droops beetles. Like you can't just steal this goblin's.
I said I'm gonna
Or
haggle
can
for it.
we?
Haggle for it.
Ah.
Or can we? There's 5 of us
got
and
this.
1 of him.
I've got this greasy arrow. I'll give you a greasy arrow for.
Oh my god.
So good.
Turns out they are flammable, which is nice.
Yep.
God,
God,
brutal.
that was,
Oh,
that
man.
was super
Mad
dark,
scientist.
bro. Like,
I
that was
know.
real dark. I'm just like
I was
Dark.
putting him out of his
putting
misery,
the
alright?
torch in his eye. I was like,
Oh
what
my
the fuck,
god.
You probably could have asked for the grappling hook back. He might have given it to you.
Right.
Just
Okay,
ripped
you
it out.
broke his wrist with the grappling hook destroyed his hand and wrist
Oh.
bone and clamped it to his arm. Like I want to be very clear, there was no way he was getting that back without murdering him.
That's fair.
And you
No.
also probably wouldn't have found the rapier if he didn't.
That's
Yeah.
true.
That's
I did
true.
That is very
enough.
true.
It's true. But it was murder.
But it was murder.
Murder,
It was a mercy
And
kill. He was putting him out of his
Staris,
misery.
like the super nice one, watched the whole fucking
I
thing
know.
and just like,
I
yeah,
might feel a little bit differently about Kitland, but
Yeah. Totally.
I don't hate you at all. It's great. We're having a good time.
Getting to know each other.
But it's like, okay, all right, I get that.
Real quick, you guys did get something from the creature. In case
level
anybody like wanted to write that down.
Shut up.
No. What it said when you first encountered it.
yeah.
The words it said that Kitland heard. It was forever and forever and forever. Death and necroses and betrayer's blood. And then it just kept screaming betrayer's blood over and over again.
And was he
Blood of
looking
child.
at Dominic when he said that?
Looking right at Dominic the entire time.
Forever and
Huh.
forever and forever.
Death and necroses and betrayer's blood.
Death and necroses, betrayer's blood. Okay.
Crazy.
And he was looking at me when he said that. Awesome. Love that.
Looking right at you.
Yep.
That seems like a positive thing to
Yeah,
say to
no,
somebody.
it's totally positive. No big deal.
Yeah.
All good.
Seems great.
I just want to say I love the characters you guys made so much. You gave me so many fun things to play with.
Yay. Love it.
Awesome.
I love that. Like,
Oh,
Great.
I'm very happy with Dominic, but I am definitely, if I go down, like, this is going to be bad.
All right, y'all. I'm off to bed, but thanks, Sean.
Good
Love you
night.
guys.
Thank you so much.
Yes, good job,
Well-
guys.
Yeah.
We'll chat on the Discord about the next session. Love you
Cool.
guys. Get some rest.
Love you guys. Yeah, I'll put the